Damn it. As soon as I saw it, I was like, you motherfucker.
Yeah, man.
This is T 100%.
Don't let them fool you. Oh, no.
All right, what's going on, everybody? We got T back from Jamaica. I said Jamaica, but I just thought you were down in the Caribbean or something. I guess maybe you did say Jamaica just in your last message, but yeah, so good to have you back. Lots happened, Big Nintendo Direct. I don't even remember what last week's topic was or what we talked about. I know we talked a little bit about the Switch, middle of his lifespan, but I feel like we talked a lot more about other stuff.
Like the sales and shit. And
we went through the sales and all that, but yeah. So
I would say this Direct is proving Nintendo, or at least what they really do feel like we're in the middle here.
Yeah.
If you look at this Direct, particularly one game in particular, we'll talk about. I'm sure.
Yeah.
But.
Yeah.
So before we get into that, I'm sure Retro Death wants to give his Pokemon impressions because he seemed to be liking it in his tweets and stuff.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I started playing about a week ago, I think. First of all, visually, I mean, obviously it could look better, but it actually looks better than I expected it was going to be. It's like the Juice said, it just looks really sharp and everything. But just all the animations and stuff. You have really small stuff that you wouldn't really care about if you never played a Pokemon game before. But one of my Pokemon, he could do bulk up, for example, so he gets stronger. But there's just a specific animation just for that move. Gets on all fours, gets angry and shit, So I definitely like all the effort they put in a Pokemon, but the hunting is just addictive, man. Sometimes I'm just walking around throwing Pokeball, the little things, the sound the Pokemon made when you beat it in somebody's head, it's just really addictive and stuff, all the little effects to it, and I just keep wanting to just walk. Sometimes I walk into areas, I'm way on the level, I'm I don't care, I want to walk here, I want to see what's in there, I want to throw all the shit, catch everybody and stuff, I just can't stop playing it. I wish there were a bit more battles, but I was expecting there weren't going to be too many. And then when you do have a battle, it's you're already at level 30. This bitch is a level 20 water type. I'm you're the one hit and they're dead, So I feel like they could have done more with the fighting, but man, it looks so good. I like all the little I want to say the Nintendo details, but it's not really Nintendo, but when I like throwing around my Pokemon and then just speak with them, you can interact with them. And then I accidentally hit the button and I threw another Pokeball at my Pokemon. So two came out. They started talking with each other and shit, I it just the world just feels alive, I feel. And there's everywhere Pokemon and they're doing things and stuff, and I don't know, I just having a great time with it. I'm 18 hours in, I think.
Does it tell you?
What?
Does it tell you on your save file or anything how much time you have?
Yeah, when I save the game, in the game, it tells me I'm 18 hours.
Yeah, it does.
Oh, I'm at 18 hours, 27 minutes. Current time, play time. I didn't think it was that much.
Little things they added that I feel they should keep. For example, you can just rename your Pokemon whenever you want and stuff like that. Or really small things like that that I just really enjoy.
So, Retro, you and I have the same hours in. So who?
Oh, really?
So Terrell, who do you think's got the higher star level, and who do you think's registered more Pokemon?
Oh, fuck me. Retro doesn't finish games half the time, so he might be dicking around catching Pokemon. Oh no. I'm gonna say Juice has the higher star level, but I think Retro's caught more Pokemon.
I agree. I'm at 5th. I got my 5th star.
I'm at 4 star level.
And then I've only registered 111 Pokemon, but I'm guessing...
You registered 111 Pokemon?
I figure Retro's probably 200.
No, I mean, I'd have to check. I don't have it here, but last time I checked, I think I just passed the 50 mark.
Oh, of course. Retro always fucks me up. There's every time we do some of this shit.
For example,
you can't just be normal, man.
yesterday or 2 days ago was the first time I even went into one of the distortion things, and I kept dying because I had no Pokemon when I went in there. But I tried to catch everything, so I lose like 2 or 3 hours game time just trying to catch it. I can't even catch.
Yeah, distortions are a bitch.
I only did one of those.
Yeah.
And
if you have no Pokemon there, man, you ain't doing nothing.
And they gang up on you like fucking assholes.
And I didn't know what was going to happen the first time. I just saw one. I had no Pokemon left. Yeah, so I was like, let me just see what's in there, you know?
The game mentions it briefly, but like after that, you're just kind of like, oh, I guess we should just try it out and hang out for a little bit.
You walk in there, and all of a sudden, like 3 random-ass Pokemon just randomly taken from the entire Pokedex just appear in front of you, you know? I had like a 4th level evolution Rhyhorn and shit. Like, it was a mega thing with all the one. I'm like, dude, I'm like level 20. Yeah, that one. I'm like, level 20. How am I going to do this shit? But then on top of that, there's like Mr. Mime and Eevee. And obviously, I see this Eevee. I'm like, damn, kind of really want to try and catch that Eevee. So I just try.
Oh, no, everybody does that shit. Dog, yeah. I did that the other night. I was like, fuck. And they put a goddamn, there's no point in me naming the Pokemon because you're not going to know what they are.
I'm going to know.
So how...
Go ahead.
What's the symbol for male versus female? Is it blue is male, red?
Blue is male, and pink is the
big cross.
Yeah, pink is the cross.
Let me see what
For example, I wanted to catch a
and there are and just give context. There are physical differences between.
Yeah, because I noticed one that looked like a different version of my Eevee evolution. And I can't remember the name now.
For example, like the way I waste a lot of time, like I wanted to catch a Dusko, which was a ghost. I never had one in my team. I'm like, you know what? In this game, I want one in my team. But I wanted a female one. And I specifically wanted it in like the heavy ball because it's black, you know? So I wasted so much time trying to get a specific female Dusko and a black Pokemon. I just wasted a lot of time with dumb shit like that.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah. The main thing that makes it so interesting and cool is that you can, especially because one of the things I started doing, I want to say last night, is I started backtracking through the other areas. Because once you get a Pokemon that can fly and there's another one that can climb mountains, I was like, well, fuck it. There's mountains in the other areas. Let me go over here and check. And you find these crazy hidden areas and shit. And I'm like, what are these mons doing over here? The fuck? They also fixed it that like some mons that used to evolve through trading, you can evolve on your own now. So in case you don't want to do it, yeah. So if you don't want to trade, like for example, I think some mons still require.
I'm waiting for a metal plate for my Scyther.
Yeah, but you can evolve that like straight away. I think you just have to apply it to the Scyther. It's not like not like you have to trade with them. They still have trading in the game, but you don't have to do that. There's a lot of small things they've fixed that you don't think are annoying as fuck. Like for example, you mentioned the nickname thing. In the old games, you had to go to a specific guy to rate your nickname, and then he'd be like, "Oh, do you want to change it?" And I'm like,
and you meet that dude like halfway through the game always.
You do. If you fuck that nickname up, that's what you're dealing with for at least the next 10-15 hours, and you're like, "What the fuck?"
And like, you want to run, you can run.
Yeah, even evolving when you choose to. That shit's great.
I love that. That's so good.
It's like a weird level of freedom I'm not used to.
I have like a level 40 Rowlet. I just can't get it over my heart. I understand Ash, man. I can't get it over my heart to let this little dude evolve. I just can't.
Y'all and y'all bias bullshit. Get to the other evolutions, you coward. They're cool looking, goddammit. I'm sick of your shit.
I get it. As soon as I see it, I do it immediately.
Yeah, about to say there are certain mons, and if anything, as you play the game, you'll learn where certain creatures hang out. They tend to hang out where their typing is, so you'll see a lot of ice types in the frozen area, flying types in the mountainous regions.
Is it me, or did they make fucking everybody a ground type? Onyx was never a ground type, was he? For example, there's like all these things like Onyx and stuff, and Graveler. I don't think these were ground types before.
No,
it's a rock. How could it not be a ground type?
A lot of them are.
Rock and ground is a different thing.
The problem is that those were changes from before the
Is there a rock type in this game?
Yeah, there are rock types.
So why?
Geodude, Graveler, those are all rock types.
I thought he said they were ground type.
No, there's ground types too.
Okay. I thought you were saying like, those...
You can have dual types as well. That's what I mean. Like a lot of Pokemon that were just rock type for me, now they made them rock and ground, but I feel like it's all of them almost that they did that.
Well, some of those have always been like that, and some of them were changed in later generations. Like when they introduced Fairy in Gen 6, a lot of Pokemon got retroactively changed and shit. Also, the one thing I'll say that's it was introduced in Gen 2, but I really love it here. They brought back the different types of balls you can use. Now, Gen 2, it was introduced that you have all these like different side types of Pokeballs you can use to catch mons. Here, it makes it in general different. Like there's eventually you guys will get I don't know if you got it yet, but it's a ball called the wing ball, or the feather ball. Those are literally meant for those creatures. You'll run across a couple that are flying above you, and these bitches travel like a good distance, and you're meant to use them for those.
Yeah,
the heavy balls are meant to be. Go ahead.
I just wasted 3 trying to hit something. It was doing a figure 8 in the sky, but it wasn't coming close enough. And I thought it said that the wing ball would go straight, but it definitely fell short.
Yeah, I mean, you still gotta. It goes a decent distance, but it's not like as long as it's in the air, you're gonna get it. You still gotta be kind of close to it to a degree.
And I feel like
go ahead.
Like, I don't understand. Is the Pokedex complete when it's a 10 and got the Pokeball?
Yes.
So you don't have to do everything on that card to be complete?
No, okay. As long as you get 10.
Because I was going to be like, fuck,
10.
I'm so disheartened by the thought of trying to get that Pokedex complete. It's like, no fucking way I'm ever going to do all this.
No, most of the time, you can do a couple of those things and it'll max it out to 10. It's kind of like you have
a variety of options, yeah.
But you only have to do like 10 of them. Like, yeah.
So basically, if you keep catching them in a row, like after like 20 of them, you probably have it.
And I'm like,
you can do that too. Hey, Robert.
I was like, there's no way I'm gonna catch a light type or a big type of this, but I was feeling like I wasn't getting a lot of points each time I'd leave.
Yeah, I've noticed that the further you get along, the stingier the game seems to get about points.
Yeah, because I'm like, God, I don't even know if I'll ever get 10-star.
You can do it, but you had to. I think that's when you had to like. I think finishing the decks would give you that. And I'm like, I think I'm at star 7 or some shit, 7 or 8, I forget. I just started grinding a little bit just to see. I also went back and tried to get certain mons I didn't get before. That's the one thing I'm probably gonna have to help you with. If you do want to finish the decks, certain mons got new evolution methods, and some of that shit is cryptic as hell. It's like, I'll give you an example. There was a mon on the 3DS where to evolve it, you had to flip your 3DS upside down.
Jesus.
And I'm like, what in the fuck is this? And we were like, we don't know why, because his evolution looks like he flipped his body upside down. Like, it makes sense in the context of evolution, but you can't.
They started getting really strange with that stuff, I feel, with Eevee. Because like when Eevee, they needed to find more, they didn't have enough stones. So then you were like, oh, do it at night during the day. Okay.
Yeah.
But then you had like Glaceon and Leafeon, and it's like you have to be like in a grass area at a certain time and shit, and it has to have a certain
No. It was worse than that, Retro. For Glaceon, you had to be near a frozen rock in this specific area at a certain point in the original game, and you were like, so I had to be in this one specific area and then level Eevee up. Like, this is bullshit. But that's how they used to do it. They still have the night and day evolutions, and that's a little cryptic. And then they have certain mons that don't evolve unless it takes a certain amount of damage. There are a couple mons that are like, you gotta take.
Damn, like I didn't realize they did all that shit.
Sword and Shield introduced to that one, where it was like you had to take 49 points of damage and then he'll evolve. What? Huh? You had to get 3 crits and then it'll evolve.
What?
Yeah, well, that's in Sword and Shield, mind you. That's not in here. But that's just an example. Those evolution methods can get weird. Most of them are pretty normal and straightforward.
And I can't wait till 2024 when Robert's talking to us about this game.
I just love actually coming in and hearing Pokemon discussion. It's interesting.
So I hit a point finally where I was like, man, this could have been done on the GameCube, and that was. Terrell will know. I'm sure you've been there. Was that volcano where you go with the Growlithe got stolen?
Yeah.
That shit looks so fucking bad. Like, it's just an island surrounded by water, which we know the water doesn't look great. And the rocks, basically it looks like when I try to like fix a photo in paint.net because I don't have Photoshop, I use the copy paste tool. And you're trying to fill it in, and it ends up just being a repeating pattern
Okay.
And that's literally what they made like this big rock wall out of that you go through this tunnel. It's just like this really close together repeating pattern all over, and I'm like, God, this looks bad. And then you come out to the volcano, and I not even bullshit. It just looks like a high res GameCube game in that spot to me. Like it looks
Really?
bad.
Did you watch the Digital Foundry they did?
man.
Yeah,
He
he did pretty good, but he compared it to, which I was happy with, only like Switch open world games like Xenoblade, Breath of the Wild, Monster Hunter. You know, kept it just.
Okay, so he was fair about it.
Oh, you didn't watch it?
I didn't watch all of it.
It was Tom Morgan. He's pretty big on. He's not one of these guys that cares about PC ray tracing and all that. He's just like a fair dude.
I think that was the thing you put in the chat, like, oh, it's not John. I'm like, oh, thank God it's not John.
Yeah.
Remember you telling me John was ragging.
He was pointing, comparing it to some 2000 PC game from 2000.
It's like
damn.
Or 99.
A lot of the graphics stuff.
99.
A lot of the graphic stuff I can like I said, I love the sky and everything. Even the what I don't mind. The main stuff that just bothers me the most, and it always bothers me. And I know we've been spoiled with Breath of the Wild, but even before that, it could have been done good. Is the grass. I don't like it when you have a flat ass texture, and then they paint some flat grass on it, but then also you have like 5 things going like this on it, you know?
Yeah, I'll show you the worst.
That bothers me.
It's raining right now. It looks okay in the rain, but when the sun lights out, this hay area, which I'll put it up to the camera so you can see this. They need to do something different with. Let me see.
If it focuses,
it just looks like one big thing of yellow, especially when the sunlight's out, when it's like daytime. It's just like this bright, solid color. I mean, there's
even like a
I can angle it so it's just solid yellow. There's there's no lighting in this game like that affects anything really.
Almost see the individual stuff.
And it's just the same exact, very simplistic, solid, like 2-colored, like wheat, like just repeated over and over and over.
I will tell you
that's where it starts to like really look.
The worst graphic thing I've run across was the other day. I was on the beach and the sun was coming from like the west and shit, and I'm looking out and I'm like, okay, the tree's casting a shadow. That's pretty cool, but it's near the beach. And then all of a sudden I noticed, wait a minute. That shadow looks like it's hovering, and it's not, and it looks like it's hovering above the water. And then when I ran towards it, the shadow just disappears, and I'm like, oh no, we fucked up. But if you turn the corner, there comes the shadow again, and I'm like, that looks like some weird ass popping. The fuck's going on? So I don't know. The shadow mapping's kind of weird.
And I mean, I still like generally think the game looks good overall. Just that.
Yeah, I'm just glad. Game for if anything, that's why I want to finish my video critiquing the game as it is, because like I want them to understand like you have a good base. You just gotta fix some of this side shit that's a little stupid. Like one thing I think I mentioned it before. The fucking bag situation annoys the shit out of me, dog. That I gotta spend $10,000 once you get up there. And you give me
just
one
to give one slot, yeah.
I'm like, bro, either you need to fucking expand the bag, or like have him give us more slots through upgrades.
Mm-hmm.
That shit drags towards the lighter half.
Yeah, I'm always running out. My satchel's always full.
Yeah,
I'd say the other visual part the grass looks not great, but that thing, the portal that hovers. That's like flashing, like lightning. That's always in view. That looks really bad. Like that looks. It's literally. I'm looking at it right now. It's just a static, like a cross of white and then some clouds revolving around.
Well, here's the good news. Once you beat the game, that goes away.
All right, but I will say some of the impressive stuff was a storm hit, and I had a lot of trees.
Yeah,
by me,
cool.
And it was like, it was just really cool, like how the trees were all swaying. It was dark, and it was a really impressive effect, and I was actually quite taken and surprised.
I'd rather have some of those graphical downgrades in a way when you have the details we have in the combat. You know, all the animations, every combat, for like almost every Pokemon for specific moves have like unique animations for every move. Everything has like at the moment I took a screenshot of it. I posted it like when it was like a hill, and I love it that your Pokemon stance adapts to how the hill is formed, and you can have like uphill battles and shit. Like your attacks actually go up. It's not like they still go straight or anything, you know. So they're aiming at each other. Like those details that keep me going. Like
I appreciate that the Pokemon have different.
I have the high ground.
Yeah.
You can run it like ghost types are actually really hard to catch because the motherfuckers will disappear and they'll just phase through the ball, and you're like, well, fuck, what am I supposed to do? Well, I'm supposed to distract it. But god damn it, they disappear so quickly. I don't know what the fuck to do. Even Abra will teleport from different areas if you run across it, which you'll only see it for a second. It's a lot of interesting. I'm trying to get good at like throwing mons to break shit while also throwing balls to catch shit at the same time.
That's one thing I hate, and I wish this game had that. It's a detail, but gyro, man. Sometimes I just want to keep throwing a few Pokeballs.
No, it has.
And you have to like
No. It has gyro.
For aiming, for throwing Pokeballs?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
You have to turn it on in the menu?
Yeah.
I was going to say, mine...
It's not on by default.
Isn't it?
I
will say it's
Let's go Pikachu had that shit.
in portable mode. Actually, in both portable mode and the Pro controller, though, it has terrible drift, like gyro. You like aim. You think you're aiming, and then the reticule goes like this, even if you're not moving it. It does that.
I like to test it out because like
I've literally.
If you're moving it, it's fine. But as soon as you think you're gonna stop about to throw, then it starts drifting.
It's because some Pokemon, they like run pretty fast. They don't stand still, you know. So you're trying to throw a ball, but then it's gone, and you have to like flick the stick like a little bit to hope that you get on it. Like I don't know.
Yeah, I've been using gyro almost the whole game.
I did that since the very beginning, where you got to catch the first 3.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was that. But yeah, that's cool.
If you're good with gyro, you can literally just go whoop click. But at the moment, if you're trying to like study,
as soon as you stop, it drifts like crazy.
It's like what the fuck, and you'll just end up over here all of a sudden. Now you can correct it with the thumbstick.
That's one of the things of not having it doesn't have a button to auto correct that I know of. The center your aim,
not to my knowledge,
and it doesn't have a sensor bar to recenter on. So, but yeah. Anyway, I was gonna ask Terrell how he's feeling about, or if he's been thinking about January 2023. You're gonna have to make a decision now. You got Pokemon, you got Sonic Frontiers, and now Xenoblade Chronicles 3.
This is like Terrell's.
That's gonna be a tough decision for you, man.
Listen.
Terrell's year, yo.
I brought this up last week.
I hate that you jumped into Xenoblade 3 immediately, dog. You don't understand.
And Sonic Frontiers is like fucking.
Sonic Frontiers is
like the Breath of the Wild of Sonic games.
I don't know. Listen, Sonic Frontiers is very much. I'm watching your ass, but we gotta see. Yeah, I'm that one. Xenoblade, Microsoft hasn't missed. I'm gonna be real with you. I can't think of a game they've missed with.
You didn't play the original yet, though.
I have not played the game.
I'm thinking about picking it up.
You haven't played Chronicles?
No. I have it. I bought the remaster. Yeah. I just haven't gone through it.
Oh, you did?
Yet. Yeah, I have the remake.
I'm gonna pick it up and beat it before 3 comes out.
That's kind of the goal. And then I was like, "Fuck, September? What the f are you doing?"
That's
crazy.
That's why I'm not jumping on the best. Like 2022 is gonna be amazing because I'm a little concerned that Zelda might be not this year now.
Okay. Because they didn't want to miss GOTY consideration this year.
But do you think if it comes out,
it would have to be mid-November,
mid-November,
or December. But honestly, if Xenoblade's late September, it's gonna be tough to get that finished.
Then? What's November? I feel like it's just so obvious.
If Zelda's coming out. If Zelda comes out, I'm saying that's not enough time for me between.
I hope it's early September and they give like October some breathing room, because if it's not, I'm gonna be
29th.
Jokes on you, sir. Bayonetta 3 will come out October.
See, that's a game I could play. Though.
Here's my thing.
I could switch back and forth between those two.
If it comes out, here's my thing. If it comes out in October, it's gotta be like mid or late October. Because if it comes out early October, I'm like, bruh. That may not be enough time for Xenoblade.
But that's two different types of games. You can kind of jump back and forth. But if Zelda comes out like a month and a half after Xenoblade, that's gonna be like, damn, like the fuck.
Chill out. Nintendo would do that dumb shit too, though.
But
you know what? it would still be better than most years.
Yeah.
With Nintendo.
Yeah.
Like stacking the games.
Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is
they do the whole week or the day of.
Yeah, but they're doing Fire Emblem Dirty again. They're putting fucking Strikers out like a week after, which won't have the same impact as Odyssey, but still, what the fuck? Like, why?
I'm just like, why do you keep doing this? And also,
I guess they see it again, two different types of games, but
still, a week
I mean, they
apart.
are, but like, I think Mario Strikers is gonna kill that thing.
Yeah. No, but I do believe. I would love to see how much Fire Emblem
What's coming out
sold.
in May? Like, what the fuck? You know?
It's so, man. I'm like, bro, you need to give me some time to chill out. What the fuck is going on?
That's twice though.
No.
Why
We
didn't they put
complain
that in
every
there?
year about how Nintendo stacks the end of the year.
Yeah, I mean, it's
somewhat spreading it out.
They are
it's just
spreading it
dumb-
out, but
it's just
not
weird
Now,
happening.
if we're being honest, now literally the whole year is stacked.
they're doing they did Fire Emblem Warriors 1 dirty, and I wouldn't say
They
it's
totally
as
did
dirty,
Fire Emblem
but
one. Yeah.
because I don't think Strikers is going to be the same level as like Odyssey.
No, it's
but
not.
No,
But
it still
it's
seems
still
weird.
It's a sports
It's
game.
the-
It's not going to be like, oh my god, it's going to take up 80 hours of my life right away. You spread that out, you know.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, it'd be interesting because I think this one will do even better just for the
You know
simple
what?
fact that
But
it's
you know
based
what
around
I'm
three houses.
You know what I'm really pissed off about, dog? March was already kind of stacked as a month as it is, and they were like, "Oh, by the way, you know the first of the Mario
the
Kart
Mario Kart.
passes." And I'm like, how
When was
fucking
the-
dare you?
Oh, you know what's so funny that apparently I didn't even realize is that Chocobo GP comes out like a week before it, and I'm like,
why did
so
you do
fucked
that?
up.
What?
So fucked
You know,
up.
I was gonna get that. I was gonna get Chocobo GP at launch. It looked so exciting to me. I was so happy with it.
Good.
I'm not getting that shit anymore now. I don't need it.
Well,
anymore.
what if-
See, look at that. We lost the sale right there.
What
Look
if
at
it
that, it's crazy.
what if it gets like really high
Oh,
praise though? They're like, oh my god,
I
like
have
this
to
is
make. Look, this year I have to make some choices. You know
Bro,
about
you
what
got the
games I can buy. I
expansion
can't pick up
pass. You
everything.
technically wait on
That
purchase.
is
I'm
true.
still playing Mario
It
Kart.
is
I'm
true.
not gonna play 3 different kart races at the same time because you also have the
No.
fucking Disney one coming out as well.
that's
That looks really
free.
interesting, you know?
Hold on. But the Chocobo GP you could purchase, right? But then you'll use the expansion pass for the other, and then use the free to play for speed.
Yeah.
The second reason
That
that
is
kind of
true.
turned me off from the Chocobo one is it's going to use that stupid fucking Rocket League system, you know, where, for example, you can have like Squall and like Cloud in the beginning, but you can only get them if you get to like level 60 in time, get so much money. It's like, it's too fuck off.
See
I'll
this
play
man
Mario
Kirby?
Kart.
He had no problem with that shit until he
Yeah.
saw some Mario Kart DLC. Now he started picking this shit apart.
You saying Chocobo is gonna have to?
You know, I had problems with that, but I mean,
Got,
I
like,
have
a
to make
battle
choices.
pass?
So
Now he picking the game apart. He
Yeah,
had no
retro.
problem.
I didn't hear about that. There's like a battle
I have
pass.
problems. We're still going to get into that, for example. I have problems with the Mario Kart stuff too, but I mean, I'm not going to pick up a new kart racer when my old one is getting new shit anyway.
Yeah,
I
I'm
mean,
just-
Well, but it's
I'm
two
with you.
different.
What
games.
if it's hard
for
like
me to play multiple
really
racing
good?
games at once. I just because each of them have different feels.
They do have
And you're
different
used
mechanics.
to it. I mean, like, oh, I don't want to go try to relearn, and then we go back
Mhm.
to the other game. He's like, oh, I got to redo. Yeah, it's just a lot.
I will
Isn't
say-
something like Terra from Final Fantasy VI in there, right? Is it Esperterra or whatever?
Yeah, Espetera is in there.
Come
Look,
on,
look,
that's
look,
down in
I
Mario
want
Kart
the
8.
game. I want the game. I'm really excited for it. But I gotta make choices this year, and like I'm flipping it easy like that, you know. And then March alone has fucking Chocobo Racing, the Mario Kart stuff. You got like Tina's Still Wonderland, which I need in that kind
Yeah,
of shit because
that's,
we don't talk about that a
Triangle
lot
Strategy.
over here.
I don't know if you
Yeah,
wanted
you
to pick up Triangle
got,
Strategy.
you got like Kirby and shit. You know, there's like 5 fucking games.
Oh my
I can buy 5
god,
fucking
Kirby
games
that
in
comes
1
out
month
next
and
year,
shit.
month. I mean,
It's
essentially
too much,
next year for
and
me.
Kirby is an instant buy no matter what.
Yeah.
And kind of secretly one
Instant buy.
Tiny Tina has like goes above all that shit too for me. Like I'm really excited for that.
I agree. I
So-
mean, that's I
so
love Borderlands
Chocobo
3,
is
so-
axed, man. Like I'll get it later down the line for
I'm
like
just-
$20 at some point.
I do want to
Fucking
quickly.
hell.
I feel like the Mario Kart thing needs to be addressed. What the fuck? That was like my default reaction.
I
And
wish
here's
I
my
was
thing.
recording it.
Wait,
Let me just.
but
Robert
here's-
said
here's-
that.
Yeah, I wish you were.
But here's my
I really
thing.
wish.
It's not even the fact that there's DLC. You got this bitch running until the end of next year.
Yeah.
What?
Fucking hell, man. Fucking hell.
Good God, man.
That was.
chat. B James just laid it out. That's frightening right there, bro.
But a lot of that shit's like a lot of what he just said is like March and April. It's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. We're not. Yeah.
Oh,
God.
oh,
Mario Kart
that's a
stuff.
lot.
Oh my
Other
God.
than Xenoblade Chronicles 3 and Splatoon, all that is coming.
I mean,
by
Cuphead.
June.
That's multi-plat. I'd
Because
take that
of
out of
the
there.
Mario Kart.
Doesn't
Hey, listen,
really
hey,
fit.
listen, I'm buying that. That's
But
that's
I
day
think
one buy. I'm
it's
buying
the
that.
Cuphead
Fuck
DLC.
that.
It's the thing that's never come out. The Cuphead DLC.
Yeah,
I know, but
fuck
if you
it.
want to make a list, you might as well throw every game that's on there, then not just
Yeah,
not
yeah.
just.
Because we mentioned
Also,
lot of
when
stuff in there.
when does that Live Alive come out? Doesn't that come out like
May, I think.
That was
May or
a
something?
Oh no,
very
summer.
left field
Was that a
announcement.
summer one?
I'm pretty sure it was
something
summer.
like that? But that's why that looks cool because to me, I know it's like technically it's old again, but that's a new game, man. We
Well, no,
literally
when
never got it.
Americans-
We literally
It's a
never
new
got
game.
it.
Nobody-
Well, Clocked it, never
Americans
heard of
never
it.
played never played it.
If Clocked it
America-
never heard of it, then fucking.
That's a new game, and it's in a different engine. It's not like
Yeah,
it's the
yeah.
exact same game.
Yeah.
It's
brought
a
over.
full-on,
Yeah.
it's a full-on
Legit-
remake of something.
Did
that never
anybody
was
hear it?
released, like,
If Clocked it didn't hear of it, I would be surprised if anybody here ever heard of it.
No,
Yeah,
I
I
didn't
haven't
hear.
heard of it.
You
I haven't
heard
So
heard
it's,
of
I
it.
mean, that one
I heard of
basically.
it. I couldn't play the shit.
Yeah,
But like,
Japan
because we
exclusive.
glossed over like the Mario Kart stuff, it has to be addressed that I like officially admit defeat, and like there's no way we're gonna get an exclusive Mario Kart 9.
Yeah.
on the Switch.
Whoa.
It's
Yeah.
not fucking
Whoa.
happening.
Been trying
Like-
to tell you.
Yeah, because you also saw like the DLC for Mario Kart 8.
Well, we
coming,
didn't
you know?
even need that. I didn't
Wait,
even
you
need
gotta
that.
hope. You
I mean,
still
like-
gotta hope. You can't admit defeat
can-
until
no.
you buy Mario Kart 9.
It can still become a tie. I still feel it could be a tie, you know, like they could still have a dual release, and then it's a tie. But there's no way it's going to be
He's still
exclusive
hanging
at
on.
this
You
point.
gotta figure, Robert. They're gonna give the last DLC at least a year.
No, I know.
You
There's
know.
no
It's
chance.
like-
But I
it's
just
like what
want. I
you
want to
said,
give him hope.
The end of 2023. There's no fucking hope, man.
I
Like,
literally-
That was
there's no
ridiculous.
way.
What
That
was
is a
the
hell
what-
of a range.
You
to
can, I tell you
cover.
what, Retro.
Good God.
You can
And you know
kind
what?
of.
I don't blame Nintendo. I don't blame them for it. This shit
No,
keeps
no way.
going. It don't make any goddamn sense to release a 9. That's all I've been saying. It wasn't. It's not rocket science. We're not saying
No.
anything that's crazy.
I said
It's
basically-
just fucking
That's the thing that I
sells
said.
like a
technically-
brand new game month to month to month. Why would you release a new game? It just doesn't make any sense.
That's
So-
what I've been saying it differently though, and I was technically also right. I said there's no way they're dropping 50 million sales on a 100 million install basis, and they're not dropping it. That's why they're adding
But
to
hold
it.
on, hold
that's
on.
just-
What if-
I don't know
what
about
was-
that because
what was your-
Nintendo's, man. I don't know about that part.
Wait, what was your guys' bet? It was to if Mario Kart 9 releases,
Well,
right?
not
Was it
9.
No,
specific
No,
to
the
if,
nine?
sequel.
no, if Mario Kart 9
Okay,
becomes
like
a-
maybe you
We
could
did
twist
say
it around
the-
like, oh, I'm still right.
We
because
said the
Mario
next
we
Kart
made
main-
sure there was going to be no OJing it. There was going to be no switching shit around and stuff. If it got released exclusive on the Switch, I won.
Damn.
If it was released exclusive on the next gen Switch, Juice won. And there's
Okay.
going to be a tie if it's like a.
And it wasn't in Mario Kart 9. It was the next
That's
main
okay,
Mario Kart
okay.
game.
Because I was gonna say, do you
Yeah.
guys think the next one is Mario Kart 10? Like from what this sounds like, from Mario Kart Tour, it sounds like they consider that Mario Kart 9 to me.
And they
Like,
said they
Yeah,
might not even
it's a
number
main
it.
They consider it
franchise
9.
stuff.
Yeah, I mean, they
Like-
could have easily took 48 tracks. They could have
Yeah.
easily made a new Mario Kart game with that.
Well,
That's,
no,
yeah,
and you know
Well,
what the
that-
worst part is? That's what I wanted to address. That's the worst part though, because I like over the weekend at work, I was like looking a lot of shit up and everything and comparisons and stuff.
They're just
Because I thought,
remastering
okay,
the
they
tracks.
have tracks from Tour, you know, and which I like because I wanted those in the new Mario Kart. So I'm good with that, you know. You kind of upscale it. Okay, it's a little bit lazy, whatever. But you had like a
Little bit
remake.
lazy. Come on, man.
But you have a remake of like Chocobo for Nintendo 64. I'm like, cool. Mario Kart 8 completely remade track, but it's not. They also lifted it up. Every single track I think is lifted up from Mario Kart Tour. That's why in my reaction, my first thought was, it doesn't look as good as Mario Kart 8. Like, look,
Yeah, you're
I
right.
have all these tracks. It's good, but it's in the back of my head. It's still like, if I play a whole night now, I'm gonna be like, you know, you're playing all these like Mario Kart 8 levels. All of a sudden, you get like a Mario Kart 2, and you're like, yeah, it's kind of like, you know, like you're playing Jank City or some shit. You know, like you still notice that.
drastic. Jank City, like.
Well, the art
Me,
style is
the guy
completely
who
different.
Usually doesn't care about graphics. Instantly was like, this doesn't look as good.
No,
you
I get
know,
what you're
like-
saying. I get what you're saying, but like
And I don't mind for the tour levels, but if you're selling this as complete remasters, but so,
exactly,
I mean,
wait,
it's
but
the first
exactly,
wave,
you're not.
but, like,
You're. We already know the difference between a remaster and a remake. You know the difference too. Like there's a exactly they're remastering it.
This is some
Oh
bullshit.
hell!
No,
You could
wait,
tell
wait,
the,
wait, no, that's legit. That's
Yeah, you could
legitimately-
tell the Wii track with the I forget
Coconut
what it's
Mall.
called. Yeah, Coconut Mall. You could tell that they changed some stuff though. It wasn't just a high res, up res version.
They changed like the elevator thing. Or
yeah, I didn't. I mean, I don't.
On the tour stuff too, but you can definitely tell
it's not like they rebuilt it in Mario Kart 8.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like let's say Retro. Let me ask you. You know, if they truly did remake 48 tracks, and how we were always saying that's like a new Mario Kart, then they literally would put all those budget. I mean, then they make a $25 new Mario Kart. They have to. To be fair, when you think about it, it's like, all right, it's more realistic to expect remasters. You know that they're just.
So that means
your point is it's okay. They cheap-assed it because they just dumped it in Mario Kart 8.
$25
well, here's
fucking remasters. That's cheap and assing.
I would say here's the main negative about it.
Tell all those Nintendo employees that were sitting down for fucking at least maybe 5-6 months remastering every single card.
Oh yeah, they're going to be working on it.
You cheap bastard! You should have remade every single one, spent 3 years doing this, and then release it. You know?
Well, the thing is, if the tracks weren't, I'm gonna guess they're gonna be 3DS and above. If a track wasn't remade for the 3DS, they're not gonna. 3DS, Wii.
Oh.
They don't want to do too much work now. Come on now.
You're saying,
I doubt they're going to be just taking the Double Dash track and just putting it in higher res and putting it in Mario Kart. I'm guessing it's going to at least be a 3DS, the Wii, all the old retro tracks from 3DS, Wii, and Tour. That's my guess.
Well, no,
we'll have to wait and see.
But we already saw like the GBA stuff.
Yeah, they mentioned everything. Yeah.
And that technically they have.
Sure, it wasn't remade already for 3DS.
I'll have to look it up. We'll
maybe.
I didn't look up the 3DS one or the.
They didn't name them though, did they?
Sure.
No, they didn't name them. But all they said is which games they're coming from.
No, but they named Wave.
Yeah, but I mean.
Yeah,
Game Boy Advance one came out in frickin' what, 99 or something? Like those tracks have been remade on DS, 3DS.
No, but not every single one.
I know, but not every single one's coming.
No, well, let's find out.
We don't know.
I'm telling you right now, it's not going to be on this DLC pack unless it's already been remade for something above the Game Boy. There's no way.
If it hasn't, then it hasn't.
Because that's what I'm curious about. Because there's gonna be like 98 tracks in total of the game. That's more than a half of the entire Mario Kart franchise.
So what I'll say is it came in Mario Kart DS, but it looks exactly like the GBA version. So they definitely had to remake it because it's not even close to what they have it on the Switch.
Where are you seeing?
I'll send a photo. I just looked up. I looked up Sky Garden Mario Kart and I found out that returned to Mario Kart DS, but it's legit just Super Circuit looking compared to what they have it on Mario Kart 8. So that is definitely remade. That's legit. You have to remake that. That's like a legit remake.
Sticking on the Mario Kart.
Sure, they got a comparison.
My question is, how do you feel about that price? Because that was
fucking amazing.
That's a hell of a deal.
I don't want to come off as like super negative because I complain about the fact that they left it up from because like I said they left it up from 2 and I'm not happy about that. But I'm super excited. We're gonna get like 48 new tracks in the game. I literally still played like 2 days ago. You know, I still play Mario Kart 8 like regularly. I love that game. I'm so happy there's gonna be 48 tracks. Like $25. You're paying $25 for a brand new Mario Kart. That's basically what it is.
You're not even paying that, Retro.
I probably will still pay that because I don't want to have all these like records in the game and stuff, and then something happens and all my shit is gone. You know, because you don't own it.
That wouldn't be gone.
That's true. That's true.
But your save file will still be yours. You're not going to lose your save file. You just
hopefully.
I thought
Mario Kart 8 was covered under the
people have lost stuff from Cloud Save because the Cloud Save is jank as fuck. You know, Clockhead had to like fight his fucking ass off for months just to keep his Animal Crossing shit. You know, which is literally the thing they promoted.
Animal Crossing wasn't. Animal Crossing's a bad example because the Animal Crossing wasn't covered under Cloud Save.
Yeah, that's probably going to be
that's the thing they made it for.
Huh?
They made it for the Cloud Save, basically. Animal Crossing was the first thing that they did it for.
They had like a separate thing app for it. Animal Crossing doesn't
save to the cloud when you put it in the system. I think.
No, but I'm saying Animal Crossing New Horizons did not have cloud saves. You had to do like this extra bullshit.
Yeah, they specifically said that in like the.
So that's why I'm saying that's a bad example. Now, if you mentioned another game, that's fine. But Animal Crossing was not a good example.
Either way, like T said, I'm not renting that shit via Clockhead.
No, that's fine.
Because I bought the Animal Crossing stuff too separately. Like, it's a great deal, and I love it that they're doing that.
Here's the thing that I fuck with. They gave you the option to do it. If you already had the pass, you just get it. But if you don't have the pass, you can still buy it. And I'm like, that's fine. I'm fine if you're gonna handle doing DLC for various games like this moving forward. Give me the option to either buy it straight out or just leave it in the pass. Because some people won't even some people have never bought that DLC, but they already have the pass, so they'll enjoy it. So I'm fine. If that's Nintendo's method moving forward, that the expansion pass plus is gonna have shit like that, all right, I'm fine with that. That's not a huge issue to me, as long as I have the option to buy it if I want to.
Well, what I'll say is I sent in the chat that is 100%. That's one of them that they had to remake.
Yeah,
that's legit. They had to remake.
It does look.
If that's completely remade, then at least I know. Yeah, they're gonna.
It's remade, but it looks. I mean, they obviously just pulled the assets from the Mario Kart 8 track that looks the same in the clouds with the
Top Cruise or whatever.
I think it's gonna vary from track.
It looks like they just pulled assets from
that,
so they did have to work on that one. That's not just a straight.
It's going to depend on the track. That's why I look at it.
Yeah, there's a few tracks that have basically never come back. My favorite is still Wario Stadium for Nintendo 64. They literally never ever used that again, and I want that. But I mean, like
that's like sometimes they definitely never came back. Like I doubt I don't think Toad Circuit in
Toad's
Tour.
Factory, I think.
Was it?
That's what you meant. Did you mean Toad's Factory?
No, the circuit for the 3DS. I'm looking at Wave 1 because Wave 1 you got you have Tour. You have how many Tour? You have 3 Tour tracks.
3 Tour tracks.
Two 3DS tracks. The one NC4 track, 1 Wii, and then 1 GBA so far. And again, what I love is just now we're literally back in that type of hype. It's like, ooh, what's the next wave? What's gonna be the next wave?
Yeah, 100%.
What's the third wave? What's the fourth wave? What's the fifth wave? What's the sixth wave?
That's where I'm the opposite. As soon as I saw this plan of like this 2-year plan, it completely wrote it off for me. Like,
oh man.
What'd we get the first 2 DLCs? How many tracks each time was it?
12, I think. I want to say 12. Let me look it up before.
Would there be 4 tracks per cup? Yeah, I think it was 12 and 12.
It was 12. It was 12.
So
it was 12.
By the time the second pack came out for that, I mean, that was still prime Wii U 2015.
It was, yeah.
My favorite Nintendo console, and the game was, I had 300 some hours in it. By the time that second pack came out, I barely touched it, and that's just waiting for from one pack to the next pack. It was already, for me, like, all right, I'll get my 3 stars and then I'll play online for a little bit. The other problem is for the first couple days, those were the only tracks you played online because it knew everybody wanted to play the new tracks, and then once that expired, then it just blended them in, and then you would barely ever see the DLC tracks because there's so many. There was like 40 something tracks.
Pretty often though.
And I was like, man, I want the new track to come up, and then someone would pick random and land on them, and then you want to play the track. I'm like, what the fuck? So basically, just had to play it the single player to really get to play the tracks. And
like when Link came out, and you're like this one Koopa kid amongst like 11 Links on these motorcycles.
Yeah.
So then if you're gonna do, what is it, 6 packs, you get the first one, and then there's like a 20-month gap if they meet their deadline.
My guess is
so you're like 3 to 4 months in between each pack. It's 8 per time. Like, if they're like, all right, we have like 24 tracks available in the first wave, then that would have been for me personally, that would have been more appealing.
You wish it was just more.
I just know by the end of 2023, I'm not gonna be looking for the next wave of Mario Kart DLC tracks. So I was just like, even if I still own the game, I'm saying I'm giving my take.
Right.
Even if I still own the game.
Damn Mario Kart 8, clearly.
Right, but you didn't even. I was gonna say you didn't even have the game anymore. So it's not like
even if I had the game, I wouldn't be getting the DLC. I just don't have any interest in
be
playing the game 2 years from now. I don't know. If this would have been a couple years ago, I think it would have been, for me, it would have worked more. But
it's like Robert said. I'm already thinking like. It's like Robert said. I'm already thinking like, man, E3, just show me the next trailer.
See, I don't think people are gonna get hyped for. I don't think too many people are gonna get hyped for Mario Kart 8. Not like Smash character reveals.
Yeah, you have to be like
Smash.
Not to that.
No.
I think it's gonna be cool. Like hell, but the excitement for the first DLC was getting Animal Crossing track, getting an F-Zero track. Like that's what really I think elevated it more.
More people want Waluigi Pinball and Mario Kart than people want Waluigi and Smash. I'm telling you now.
Well, that probably because honestly, like Waluigi Pinball is such a huge one, and I want that. Come on, man, that would be so fucking awesome.
So good.
In Mario Kart 8, I really want that. I really hope that happens.
But
and that would have to, I think, be essentially remade. You know,
just tell the story of my reaction. I was walking in the house, and as I always do, my cat's just waiting for me, so I'm petting her. And I was like, "Oh, DLC." I said, "Okay, that's cool," but you know, I'm already smiling like, "Yeah, that pretty much confirms no Mario Kart 9 or 10 coming." And then they said, "Until the end of 2023," and I just like dropped my phone and just busted out the loudest belly laugh. And it was a mix of relief because now I knew for sure I wasn't gonna have to spend $200 on Mario Kart because I was gonna buy Retro, Midnight Owl, and myself. So it'd be over $200 with tax. And it was like this joyful moment, plus just the laughter, the fact that this game's gonna be 10 years into its life, still be getting fucking DLC, and it was just this mixture of all these emotions. And I just thought it was hilarious.
It's sad, but we all.
But
understand.
It's still great. Yeah.
We all understand. Like, I want a new mechanic. I want a Mario Kart with a new mechanic. And that shit ain't happening on Switch, bro.
Yeah, I mean,
and that's the thing about.
I would want a Mario Kart 9 or 10 on the next platform at this point, personally.
And at this point, if you're gonna do Mario Kart 10, then what? Almost all the retro tracks are already used up. So like, what are they even going to do?
Well, but now they can
tracks?
now they can actually do what retro wants. Spend 3 years on it and actually have them remade and
it's like I said, crazy Mario Kart 8.
And let's do some Nintendo Kart. Let's not just do Mario.
Yeah,
a lot of people think that's where we're going next anyway.
Right.
Probably.
Might as well.
Like I wouldn't be against that. I think that would be pretty cool. Like you combine Smash with it or something. But yeah, Mario Kart 8 is going to have 96 tracks, I think, and there's like 170 in total. It's going to have more than half of all the tracks, of all original tracks. And like, I mean, some people count that, but I technically don't even count the Super Nintendo stuff usually. I love those remakes that are like a full 3D. It's really cool. But I mean, like, if you count 170 original levels, I don't count the shit on the Super Nintendo. Those like a flat surface kind of shit, It's like a shape.
Oh, you got to count it.
Don't count it, really.
You have to count it.
I would say that's.
If one's a remade, yeah.
I mean, I didn't mind the more, like in the DLC packs, you got just straight Rainbow Road. Like they didn't feel the need to do anything to those, and I get that, but at the same time, I loved some of the old tracks where they added like even just the gravity, even with just raising the track on the one, mixing it up.
I also didn't like them messing with tracks, specifically N64's Rainbow Road. What the fuck?
Yeah, that one they didn't need to cut the laps down.
Man. That is so beautiful with such incredible music, and you going one lap is blasphemy.
That course is legit one of the most beautiful things in gaming. Period. I love that course.
So good.
So that would be the other.
The music.
For me, that would be the other negative. Is they're just taking the tracks and not adding any flourish. Mario Kart 8. I did see some flying in there, but they're gonna add the gliding or something maybe to a couple.
Oh, for example,
spots.
they because I saw them in the trailer, the Chocobo GP from Nintendo 64. Even though it's from Mario Kart Tour, they did change it because they added flying in there and that kind of stuff, which originally wasn't in there.
That's not Tour.
They have some stuff. I can definitely see them do some stuff too.
Well, then Retro, why are you saying like they're these lazy motherfuckers? You're coming in here, and you yourself know that they added new stuff to it.
Because I know, look, maybe I'm just weird in that shit.
All right,
we gotta move.
There were other things in the direct.
We gotta move on. So
what about the Mario Strikers?
Ooh.
Looks dope.
Wow.
I'm glad it's next level. When I saw that, I was happy.
Well, I wasn't sure it was next level games. I
don't even know for sure. I just saw in Discord somebody said it was.
I saw.
I just take their word.
The thing is, technically, I just saw like some articles, but I don't know if anyone knows it's literally confirmed because it's not on the website. That's why I was like, who the fuck is doing this game?
This next level, I'm happy.
I think it is probably.
Well, what did you think? I'm just curious what y'all thought about the trailer in itself.
It's so
It
good.
was cool.
I thought it was great.
Yeah.
I was so shocked that the stuff that they animated, that they they had the drawn stuff, is
I realized
actually
that was
in the
game.
game. That
I
stuff
didn't
looks
realize that.
so good.
I legit didn't realize that until like after the direct, and I was seeing. I'm like, oh my god, that's so cool. That's actually
Yo,
like
some
in the
of it
game.
was like just the special move, but not like
Yeah, it's the
slamming them
special
into
move.
the
The
wall
special,
and
that's what I
stuff.
mean.
No,
yeah,
no,
yeah.
the special. Yeah,
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
special.
like
was,
this
it's
shot
super
with like
cool.
Mario like drop kicking Luigi in the electric fence. It's so good.
I actually wish it looked
Yeah, I
like
mean,
that.
and especially I think it's next level games just because you could tell like the animation wise and all that. Like I'm like, this seems very next level games esque, you know. The animations are great. I love when you push them around, people are like, oh, you know, this the momentum how they have it.
I'm
It
surprised they
really
went back to the aggressive style of strikers because I
Well, I
remember.
guess to be fair though, like we haven't had a strikers that's not aggressive, so it's not like they were ever against
There's
it.
only been
You know what I'm
two
saying?
before,
I heard.
right?
That's what I'm
I've
saying. That's what I'm saying. So that's I know a lot of people were worried that they would
a lot.
like
I've
be
heard.
like, oh, they're not
I've
gonna have a
heard
good.
that Nintendo internally wasn't a huge fan of them being like overly aggressive. Because I mean, for God's
Of
sake,
course.
That tackle looks pretty aggressive.
Yeah,
Yeah,
The whole
I-
thing, man.
I
Like
would
I
say-
like the game. Just looks like it's like when you have like the future movies made in the '90s. When in the '90s people made like movies about the future. Like that's what this game fucking looks like with the armor they're wearing and stuff. Like it's brutal.
I would
yeah.
say Switch Cross GameCube hasn't been overly successful. I mean, obviously outside of like Luigi's Mansion 3 and what's the other one? What's the other basically from GameCube?
From GameCube.
Since the last new one, Fire Emblem? No, that was on Wii.
Yeah, I'm trying. My God, I just had it in my. I couldn't even. Now I can't remember.
yeah, my Advance Wars. Well, I mean, technically that's Battalion.
Anyway, you get stuff like the Mario Tennis that didn't quite do it, and the Mario Golf.
Yeah, that's
They
why I
didn't
was a
quite
little
do it.
concerned.
I got you.
So that's where my concern comes from. But if it lands more of a Luigi's Mansion 3 type of situation, or fuck, what am I forgetting? There's another game.
I want it to be. I want to hear. I don't want to hear
GameCube
like.
era.
I don't want to hear in reviews like, yeah, there's only 2 arenas, or there's only this, there's only
Yeah, I
that.
don't
That's
hear
the
none
kind
of
of
that
stuff I don't want to hear. There's no
For
reason
sure.
for it, you know. But
I
can
really
think
am
of-
trying to think of what you're
You're
thinking.
still trying to think of it too.
I don't
but
know,
either way,
I
like
can't
for
think-
me, it's like it's not a franchise I'm gonna pretend like I get, I said they should make games like that, so I'm not like mad about it or nothing. But it's never been like a top tier franchise for me, so it didn't.
sure.
It's one of those like if it turns out really good, then I'll get it, no question about it. But
I wouldn't say it's a top tier franchise or anything. Obviously, it was one of those Nintendo sports games that were great on GameCube and the Wii. People don't like the Wii version as much. I get it. It's still pretty good though.
it's kind of like Mario Party for me. Like I was on the outside looking in with that with Mario Party.
I mean,
Same with Strikers. I think
me
I played the
personally, I would
demo.
put it closer to like the golf game or Mario Tennis and stuff. But like, it doesn't have to be great. It just has to be. If it's between the GameCube and the Wii one, I'm so happy.
The best thing about it, honestly, is the club system. That's it. That's really.
That's pretty.
Yeah, you like that?
If
I
it
like
didn't have
too.
that, I wouldn't even be considering it. Like,
Okay.
Yeah.
if there's actually a good ranking system and it's not just, random casual matches with no meaning, that would, because I mean, honestly, Rocket League's kind of ruined a lot of those types of games for me with like, especially like a soccer style game. So it needs to have something to drive me to play it other than just with you guys. Like I need a reason to play it when a game night falls through, or in between game nights. I need a reason to play that game on my own.
I guess I don't have that need really. If I can play it with you guys, like Smash. Like how many times are you playing Smash by yourself? Really?
Never, but I don't want another game like that. That's what
I
I'm
play
saying.
Smash a lot alone.
I still have 140 hours in Smash, but I've never played a random online battle. So it's just been when you guys and some of the single player in the beginning.
Okay.
That's it. Like I barely have any time without playing with you guys, and I don't think Strikers is gonna.
I didn't realize that.
I don't think Strikers is gonna hit that. Like I don't think I'm gonna hit 100 hours. Let me look at my Smash time. I think it's like 140.
I mean, if you hit like
Yeah, I'm over 100. I know for
20
Smash.
hours.
175 in Smash, and I bet
Damn.
you 20 of that is off with not playing with you guys.
For sure. So that's been played a lot more than
Very
you thought, to be
loyal.
honest.
Yeah, but that's a game we can't stop playing once we start.
Yeah,
You know,
that's true. It ends up, say we play like an hour or two, it ends
One
up
more
being like
match.
4.
Yeah, I don't see
Yeah.
that with any other game really.
For sure.
So,
sure.
but that was definitely the type of announcements like I've been asking Nintendo to do, even if it's not a game that's like, oh my god, that's been on my top of my list, like a Wave Race or something. It's still cool that they brought that back, and it looks solid.
It's not the only thing they brought back either.
No, they brought back everything.
So let's start with the beginning though, because I personally didn't play Fire Emblem.
I got the list.
I didn't play Fire Emblem Warriors or Three Houses, so chances are very slim of me picking up this new Fire Emblem Warriors game.
So this is kind of a weird game because I don't think it technically takes place like during Three Houses.
No, it's just called.
It's like Age of Calamity, kind of.
No, Age of Calamity.
I don't think so. I think they said it's in the same universe, kind of.
Yeah, it's called Three Houses.
Related.
But either way, they didn't really show a whole lot of like actual gameplay, which we kind of know what the gameplay is going to be.
Yeah,
but
it's Fire Emblem.
So
it's a Warriors game. I mean,
yeah, they showed the gameplay of that. It's not going to be more than that.
Do you think it'll at all be, kind of like this game Strikers, where you'll have a Fire Emblem portion where you're like around like a school?
Yeah, they showed some aspects of it. The fact that they got you doing somewhat tactics. It's a very short
but
scene.
I'm saying like how on your downtime in Three Houses you would be in the school.
No, it's gonna be like Breath of the Wild or Age of Calamity, which I don't know if you played that or not, but
Age of Calamity I didn't remember. I played it and finished it.
Yeah, they don't.
Oh, okay.
Robert's so disconnected.
You're gonna be.
There's like cold-hearted reaction to.
There's no 3D interactive like in between world for in between levels. It's just probably still gonna be a map or selecting
there's gonna
missions.
Be standard warriors.
Well, the reason I'm more interested in this than the original is because I played Three Houses. That's why. That's like the other one I didn't pick up because I didn't.
And they're using. It looks like they're using all the. I don't know. They're gonna use all the characters because that'd be really.
I saw Byleth.
Fire Emblem's Three Houses cast is fucking huge. Remember, there's like three.
There is a lot.
There are 3 main groups, and they got full fucking parties. Like I don't know if you're gonna get everybody.
I'm picking my girl Edelgard.
But if Dorothea isn't there, I'm swinging on somebody.
It is in that sense. It is like Age of Calamity, where the first Fire Emblem Warriors was celebrating Fire Emblem, like Hyrule Warriors was celebrating Zelda, and the new Age of Calamity was Age of Calamity, and Three Houses is like Three Houses.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I feel like that's why I was like,
agree with,
it's kind of like.
I agree with Ayers though. I think if this would have been like a Mario War, another Warriors, I think that would have been way more exciting overall. Like if it was just like we're taking another Nintendo IP, making a new Warriors game, a sequel to Fire Emblem Warriors. I just think makes sense, but it wouldn't have this level of hype as like Metroid Warriors or not Metroid Warriors, but something.
I think I'm more surprised that they thought that. I guess the original Fire Emblem Warriors did well enough for them to be
right?
I guess we'll do it again, and I'm like, yeah, but if you don't put it out in the right time, this is gonna turn into some shit again.
I don't think it's necessarily like, hey, the first one did well. Maybe they're thinking, hey, if we mix it with Houses, it'll do better.
Yeah. I mean, like I just said, I would pick it up over.
It's probably guaranteed to sell close to 1 million.
I like Fire Emblem Warriors because I have it. I haven't finished it yet, though. But like, it's a great game and it looks great. So I'm excited for this one, but more for the Warriors aspect than the Fire Emblem aspect.
The only thing I don't like about it being Three Houses, my issue is that I feel like Warriors 2 needed to be a thing, and you add more characters. Because the biggest problem fucking Fire Emblem Warriors had as a game, regardless of the weird release date and all that other shit. They only really cherry pick from the newer Fire Emblem games. So if you were an old school Fire Emblem fan, you got hoed. You literally were just like, oh, I guess there's like 1 or 2 or 3 characters from the games on GBA or like the original first Fire Emblem.
And they added that as DLC on top of it because I had to buy one of them.
Oh yeah, I bought all the DLC like a crazy person.
Really?
Did Fire Emblem Warriors have the same technical issues as like Age of Calamity? I don't remember.
No, it runs really smooth. It runs
better.
Wait, remember, if you don't remember, Juice, it had the whole modes. I don't know if you remember that. It had like it had that like the prior like frame rate mode type.
That
thing,
one did?
remember?
Yeah, it did.
Hyrule
It
Warriors.
did. It did.
So
It
they'll
ran
do that.
better.
Yeah.
But original Hyrule Warriors already runs better.
If
than-
Age of
I'll put it this
Calamity
way.
prioritized frame rate, I don't even want to know what it would look
I'll
like.
put it this way: the Hyrule Warriors bundle still runs better than both of them.
Yeah,
Hyrule Warriors Legends, it still runs better. So
it's so good, that game, man.
All right, so,
fell in love with that game like a crazy person.
We don't have to go through
I'm still not done.
every single announcement.
I can just skim. Obviously, Advanced Wars Boot Camp added more modes.
Yeah, we've seen that.
Has voice acting and comes out in April.
All right.
We already kind of talked about.
Then it was
Striker.
No Man's Skies, wasn't it?
No Man's Sky.
That
Man,
was
we gotta talk about
That looks
for
like-
20 minutes.
That was such a weird. That's such a weird announcement.
Who saw that coming?
Nobody.
No man, I'll tell you that.
No.
No
When
man.
I
Why?
watched
No
the
man.
footage
No
on
man.
when I watched
You know what do we know who developed that? Was that them internally?
It's Hello Games.
Yeah.
Oh,
when
so
I
it was-
rewatched it on my TV, I was like,
I said that was
whoa.
in 2 years
It
in
looked
the
good on my
making,
phone,
It
but
ain't
damn,
cute. It ain't
it's
cute.
Oh, really?
looking good.
I saw
There's
it
even
without
like
my
a
glasses,
place where
like,
the edge of the screen looks like they blacked it,
I haven't
blacked
seen
it
much
out
of
or
the
something.
original game, so I
Really?
can't say anything.
I only looked at it without my glasses.
Because on my
so I didn't
phone, I was
see-
like, oh, that don't look too bad. Then I looked at it blown up. I was like, oh, wow.
Somebody said, "Oh, they were surprised that it wasn't the cloud version." I'm like, I would think the cloud version would probably look a little better.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Based
I
on
mean,
Kingdom
I said
Hearts,
that.
not based on Kingdom Hearts.
To be fair, I said that because I thought it'd be Cloud.
Well, the problem, I thought initially it was gonna
You
be
said
Cloud.
it too. Somebody else said it. I don't know.
yeah, I was like, oh, I'm surprised. This isn't
I just
Cloud.
thought it was
They
going to
say
be the
Cloud
Cloud.
version.
We were looking for it to be Cloud when I was reacting
now-
to it.
I wasn't when I saw it move because I have the game. I have it in I have it on PS4, and I'm like, that is not.
I don't know. Have you
It's
seen the
not
Kingdom
the,
Hearts Cloud
No Man's
versions?
Sky, I know.
Nah.
They
Oh,
look
that
like
game
trash.
Square
Really?
wasted
Yeah.
money.
Well,
Weird.
I don't
We're
know.
wasting
Didn't
money.
you? Weren't you here when I was telling you how the cloud? Why? Or maybe I said it in the chat. It's not these companies making a cloud version. It's this other company who has these servers who's going to the developers asking them if they want a cloud
That's right,
version,
that's right, yeah,
and they have like mid to low tier servers. So it's like
yeah.
you're getting
It's ads.
720p 30 with low quality. Like
Yeah,
it's not even
And
a good cloud service.
Hey man, they're making money, yo. You can't.
I don't know, are they?
I don't know. Are they?
Do we
I
know?
hope not. I hope
Will they
not.
keep doing this? I guess maybe it
They
just
gotta
doesn't
make
cost much to do.
money.
Well, it's this
gotta
companies
be-
going to the
yeah,
going
yeah,
to Square, going to all
registry.
these companies
Yeah.
saying, "Hey, we'll do a cloud
But that's what I'm
version."
saying. That company, not like Square, like that company is hey man, they're doing the thing.
You don't know that they're
like,
making
"Ooh,
money.
We
They
can make
have
some Switch cloud games.
they. We
I
don't
hope
know.
They're
nobody's
not.
talking about cloud gaming on Switch. Like
I
nobody.
hope they're not. I hope they're
Even
not
the
making
X
money.
Cloud, even with Forza, I thought running Forza Horizon 5 native on the Xbox One S looked better than the cloud version, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's, I mean, xCloud, that's Microsoft backing it with, basically Series X power behind it. Each one, each.
The only cloud one that I've always been that was impressed with was Stadia. Funny enough.
Mine didn't look good, but I guess
Yeah,
on my-
actually,
on my
Nvidia
Stadia
has-
ran pretty good. Yeah,
when I was
Stadia ran
when I
pretty good
played
for
on
me.
the PC, I was
Mine looked like
pretty. I
garbage.
thought it looked pretty good, really.
On Chrome even, it looked absolutely terrible. But I guess Nvidia has 3090s you can run games off, but you have to pay $60 every 6 months for the privilege of buying games and streaming them
they're going to dig on that.
using a 3090 computer, and it's like really high quality though.
Okay.
But you got to pay $120 a year for
But
the
even-
service, and
yeah.
then buy the games.
Oh, ooh.
Well, I
I
mean,
was
you got
thinking
to.
that too, by the way, because it says so in the chat now. When the Kingdom Hearts trailer popped, it says on there like I think I said it in my reaction, requires like extensive like high-speed internet connection. That's what I'm saying. It's good that you're launching this on the Switch, but nobody's playing this shit in the park. You ain't connecting to that shit in the
No,
park.
play it on the
Like,
go.
Kingdom
How?
Hearts,
Like, how are you playing on the go unless you mean in your
it's
house
never
on the go?
happening.
Yeah.
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 Running
Yeah.
up your hot Wi-Fi, your hotspot on your phone.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, with
God.
5, I bet you my 4G on my phone, if I had good signal, would be
Right? It's probably like
decent.
Be a
But
fucking slideshow.
I can't wait to play the Ezio collection. Personally on my Switch, I'm really looking forward to
Shut up.
the
Why are you
Ezio.
lying?
That looks
Why you
no
lying?
shit. That doesn't look any better than what I remember the 360 version.
no,
looking like.
no, it's not.
You know
It
the
doesn't
one-
look better by any means.
You know the game, and I imagine T noticed it immediately. The fucking Star Wars port.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, like that's
guess
the one
what?
that blew my mind.
That's based off the Wii version. It's not based
I'm like,
off.
yeah,
That's what-
I'm like, I have the Wii version and the 360 version. I'm like, that's the Wii version. Why would they just upscale the Wii version and not?
Because it had the
enhance
motion
the
controls
360 one?
Because
already.
it was easier to do. I think it was easier.
I kind of like that then if it's
No,
the Wii
you
version.
don't. Stop it.
The reason I say that is because it's literally the only time you'll ever get an HD cleaner version of that Wii game. Now they should bundle it. They should
Dolphin
bring
will
it
give
should
you
be
that.
both.
But they already have the better version. Just
Well, I don't know if
enhance-
it's, I don't know. I
enhance
didn't know
that one for motion
I didn't know
control.
that was a better version though. I don't know. I have the 360.
Well, here's the
version.
thing.
I'm talking about visual. It is. There's no question. It's visually better. It's the.
No, I mean,
it's the visually
'cause I thought
better
like
version.
isn't it like two different literal games or no?
And I
or
think
no?
they're different in some ways too. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's kind of cool that at
Here's the
least
thing for me.
you'll
It's
get
like
that one version.
I don't get excited for
Just
these.
merge them together and make a nice remaster.
No, I agree. I think they should make a essentially just both the Wii and the 360.
No, you know
version.
how much work that cost them, man. Like this
Yeah.
is just
I
like
actually got to
there,
put
you
some
know?
money into that. It's like it's one thing to bring back an old game like Live Alive and remake it and stuff. That's cool. But when you're just porting these games and it just looks like
Sure.
such low effort, like the
Yeah, I
Ezio
guess.
collection.
And-
Why doesn't
And
that
why do
look
you need
better?
to do more?
Why
Yeah.
doesn't the
Yeah.
Ezio collection look? The Switch should be able to run a 360 game
Yeah.
at least a higher frame rate, if not a better resolution. It looks like it almost looks like it's running worse than the 360 version. It's
It
just
does.
It should be
ridiculous.
Why
like,
should they
even
choose?
by 10
Why?
frames.
When
Even by
nobody
10
complains,
frames.
nobody
Add a 40
cares.
frames per second mode.
That's
Why
what-
do they
They
play
just-
60
they just-
games on the go.
By the way, no one's buying that on Switch.
No, but here's the
You
thing
just
though.
say that, but they
That's
keep
what I
dropping
want to
these.
say though. Because why should they try more? Because have you guys seen the fucking sales of GTA? That bitch
Yeah.
is selling like a
That's
motherfucker.
pathetic.
I think he sold like 10 million already.
We don't know how
bitch.
many
Yeah,
Switch-
we brought it
yeah.
up last time.
But but to be fair, at least that they're not straight ports, to be fair. Those are at least
Yeah.
not straight ports.
They tried something, but it just didn't work.
It just didn't
Yeah,
work.
it did not work.
And I don't know what's up with that Chrono Cross, but I thought that looked pretty trash for being a remake or
It
remaster.
looked like I said it looked like the 1998 PC version of Final Fantasy VII. Like it just looks like
Yeah, I was
a
like,
PC port.
that looks
You know
like
what
trash.
confused me? I think the first thing I saw was, first thing I kept hearing was, they kept the shitty frame rate from the original game. Right? And someone goes, and I'm like, what? And then I went back and looked at the footage and went, yeah, for some reason in battle the fucking frame
It's
rate
pretty
goes to
choppy.
shit. And
Yeah,
the
it's
game
like,
was
that's
like,
what
here's
really
a remake.
bugs me. It's like I wouldn't mind as much if it looked like they're giving you a solid reason to buy this game again on Switch or something, but it's like it just feels like
I'll just
just slapping it on
the
there.
PlayStation version. Thanks.
Chrono Cross was a weird, and
Well,
also
but
remember the original Chrono Trigger isn't out on console, so why the hell did you pick the sequel game and not the original game to put out on console?
They'll probably do that with the
Yeah, they put out Chrono Cross, which is
2D
kinda
HD.
2D, probably.
Oh well, shit, that'd be announced.
I thought they
Not
announced a
everybody's
Dragon
favorite.
Quest remake like last year.
Yeah, they did.
That's
3.
what I thought that
Yeah.
Alive Alive was
Dragon
gonna
Quest
be.
3.
Dude, that Lava Live looks fucking
That
great.
looks. I mean,
Who was,
that.
who was,
that's
oh, I
great.
think it was retro. He's like, he thought it was Earthbound for a second. I was like, Earthbound.
But real quick, before we,
Because you saw the map at one point and it just looked like Honored to me and stuff.
If you were gonna freak out, it's Earthbound. I'm like, I was thinking like,
Yeah,
nah,
if
it's
I
not
was
Earthbound.
recording myself, that's what I was yelling. Earthbound? I was like, no,
Yeah,
I
Earthbound.
thought it was
like,
going to
it
be the
reminded
Dragon
me of it.
Quest.
I wonder what inspired them to push this Japanese exclusive title into the West, because I was like, huh.
See, to me, that's way more interesting than just fucking Chrono Cross remake or something. It's a game people never had a chance to play. Like that to me, like
Yeah.
the detective game, like that's the stuff that I
Yeah.
can get behind.
I get that.
It just feels.
Mother 3.
It just feels like they're doing a lot of
Yeah.
remake and remastering, but not really going the extra mile. Not even
Yeah.
really doing it what deserve it. You know what it deserves for.
It all depends on the fucking game. It seems like. Also, side note, since the next title, how are people feeling about Kirby? I'm just out of curiosity.
Dude,
it looks better
so
each
good.
time they show it
looks
for sure.
So good.
The thing
The game
that
looks better every time you see it.
the thing that geeked me out was the fact that you can upgrade your moves and shit. And I
Yeah,
was
I
like,
didn't expect that.
Little RPG elements up in this bit.
They had
Yeah.
like stuff in there. Those were moves and attacks we've literally not seen since the 64. That looked exactly like Crystal Shards. That my heart just warmed up when you saw the needle ball. So this is literally from the 64. That stuff. It's so good. Like I like the fact that they added like little upgrade mechanics to it. But the best
Honestly,
thing
I
that come
think
out of the Kirby stuff is the memes, man. Right now.
I think the mouthful mode though, like the car, they showed the car, and then when they showed the section of using the car, I'm like, that doesn't really. That's like the worst part of the whole trailer for me. Like the rest of the stuff looked awesome. This whole new mouthful mode. Some of the stuff looked cool, but I think it's going to be a little bit of a gimmick that doesn't really
but that's
deliver.
what it is, though.
It was funny. It was a
I'm fine with
funny that they did it, but to me that looks like the weakest part of the game.
That's got to be painful for this man. You know, the dude's like just.
Are you joking? This man's swallowing galaxies. The fuck?
I don't know, man. Just the way he stretches it, and then he remember when he swallows it, he's like. He's really taking it like a champion.
How do people feel about that little section showing off in NBL the show?
Oh God, that was
MLB.
A, it looks like trash, and B, that was just a stupid. What was that voiceover? I don't understand. Is that like some kind of known mascot?
Bro, I don't. It sounded like that
TikTok
thing that I've been hearing, and that sounds like a TikTok that I've been hearing. But no, like legit, there's like this voice on TikTok this new voice.
It's like RBI Baseball.
That shit look. I mean, I just would expect the Switch to be able to do a baseball game better than that. Like,
I honestly probably think they could, but
I think it looked all right.
It looks okay.
I looked at it. I saw that. I know most people are gonna say, "Oh my God, it looks horrible," and I'm like, I don't.
But the most surprising thing is that will be the first Nintendo Switch game that has a PlayStation logo on it.
That's awesome.
That's weird. I might buy it just for that alone, just to have that.
I'm not even gonna lie, I might do that too.
Because I'm looking at the box art. It's
I'll
literally
just buy the box.
It's like
that's
PlayStation
why I wanted to
get
the Genesis controllers for SNES Genesis Online.
God, this is HD. What the fuck?
It has Nintendo logo on it. It's weird.
This is supposed to be the HD.
Wait,
it just now went into HD. God, look at this though. This looks bad. Sorry.
Just reaction kept me in tears. He was like, "What HD? What the fuck?
It
Where's
must have
the
been
grass?
buffering. It must have been buffering because initially.
Where's the grass? That's my question.
Look at the grass, dude. There is no. It's not even a texture. That's not even qualified as a texture. I'm sorry. That's
what is it?
The grass. That's not a texture.
That's better grass than that.
That's just some colors blended together.
The animations look good. I mean, it's a little choppy. Looks a little choppy.
I'm alright with it, to be honest.
I didn't even care anyway. I'm buying that stuff.
I mean, I had no interest to begin with, so it's not huge.
I guess the characters look alright.
Yeah, but that PlayStation logo fucked me up.
That's some weird shit.
I love that.
That's like the first time we saw, a Sega game on GameCube and shit. What the fuck is this? This is
also, but getting into a collection, I'm pretty down with getting Portal, of all things.
Portal. I'm actually down with getting Portal.
Yeah, I am too.
More people need to experience Portal.
Because I barely played it on 360, and I'm like,
so it is on the other. Is it on like Xbox One and PS4?
You know what?
I
actually don't think so.
Xbox One. I don't
think
Portal 2. I played it for 3.5 hours on PC.
Really?
Portal?
I finished the first game, but I didn't finish the second game.
You didn't really care for
Portal 2, or is it?
It's fine.
I'm down for that port.
I actually, you know what, Terrell? You made a good point that technically it's the only console that they ported it to. The difference with that, at least with the Series X, you could play Portal 2 via backwards compatibility for 360.
Yeah.
With PlayStation, if you want it, you have to go back to your PS3. That's interesting. I didn't even think about that. That's
you can get enhancements.
Cool.
And I thought,
well, to be fair, it might be coming to PS4.
Here's my thing. I thought after the Direct, you would see, it's coming to PS4, kind of like what they did with Klonoa. I think it's going to PS4. And there's
one other Disney Racing too.
The Disney Racing, but for some reason
Klonoa's going to PS4.
Yeah, that's a multiplat. That's Xbox.
But fucking I'm surprised
Portal. I didn't think it'd be PS4.
But I'm surprised Portal didn't get that same announcement.
Yeah, Portal's
Klonoa,
not coming to PS4 and weird.
they didn't
I
announce
thought it would.
anything. They didn't announce
That's
anything.
surprising. That makes it more interesting to me because I was like, I mean, it's just Portal 1 and 2, but I'm thinking, well, to be fair, you have to go back to PS3 and 360.
We don't see box art, so we don't know.
So what is it?
Right. Will it even be physical?
Oh, will it be on the cart?
They don't mention anything about. I mean, Portal. I would imagine is not. Well,
it's probably digital only.
Yeah, it might be
my
digital
guess.
only.
I'm not buying no digital only shit.
All they said was this year. That's all they said.
Maybe they'll do a limited run, man. Limited run. They'll do.
But since we mentioned it, that Klonoa T, how you feel about that
Limited
Klonoa?
run
was
doesn't
awesome.
usually do bigger games like that.
Oh yeah, well they did. Yeah.
Well, Portal is pretty.
And speaking of, I forgot to say this about
we
Kirby.
said about Klonoa real quick.
Let me get to Kirby. Let me go back to Kirby real quick. They re-uploaded that trailer at 60 FPS.
Really?
Yeah, the Kirby trailer on
you
YouTube.
Like, is it truly 60?
I can't tell. I can't say for sure that it looks like it, but that would be surprising because the 2D fucking game was only 30. Let me look.
2D game.
You guys think the cutscenes are gonna be in the game that they have in the trailer?
What do you mean?
Who?
Because, for example, you have like these CGI cutscenes
Are you
in
talking
the
about like
trailer and
swallowing the
stuff.
car and stuff? No, I don't think so.
Because, for example, you have this scene where, like, DDD turns around, but you don't really get to see his face, and I'm like, why would you have that and not
I think
have
that'll
it
be in the
I think that's a part of that's before you verse it.
Yes.
I think.
Unless the stream was just 1080p 60, and then so that's what the Kirby trailer's gotta. They took it straight from it because it's not like its own. Let's see if the gameplay looks like it. There's some good looking areas in here though, that's for sure.
Oh, good is the game, man. Come on.
It looks smooth as hell. If it's not 60, I'd be surprised actually.
And yeah, because it looks like it's 60.
And look at him
No,
walking.
they're not.
Shit
It's
is
hard to
so
say
good.
without the camera moving. That's what usually gives it away for me.
I think
It
looks
doesn't
pretty
look
smooth,
like
though.
60.
It looks
I
like
think
it's 60. I'm gonna be real with you.
60. The reason why I say I think it might not be 60 is because I'm flipping back to 480 and 1080 60.
No,
I don't see a difference per se.
I think it's 60 personally.
Because that'd be
I'm using
crazy.
Google
to really
That'd
see
be
what
crazy if
happens.
Star Allies runs
looks-
at 30 and this full 3D game runs at 60. That would be.
It looks too smooth for me to think that this is just 30.
I mean, again, Mario Odyssey ran
This
at
car
60. I think
this car
this should
stuff
run at
doesn't
60.
look.
Right, Mario Odyssey.
That looks
60
fun,
frames
though.
per
I
second.
think that looks fun.
If Mario Odyssey ran at 60, I think this could run at 60.
I think certain mouthful modes
Some
are
of them
fine.
look all right.
This
I
was
love that
pretty
one.
obvious.
Like
The
that
thing is
cone,
coming out of his
I mean, that
mouth
seems
doesn't-
pretty. If that's the only use for the cone is to break pipes, then that's going to be like, it's going to remind me of Astro's Playroom where you have like a one
I like that
mechanic
one.
that's
So
used
good.
for one specific thing on
Look
one
at that
level.
shit.
For sure.
It's so good,
it's
man.
good,
Look
man.
at this.
Yeah, this game looks. I mean, legit, this is gonna be the best Kirby game. It's not even a question. I feel like this looks so.
It
good.
looks like 3D World at times. It looks like
Yeah,
fucking.
it has a 3D world gameplay, I think, with the camera that you can't really turn the camera. I feel it's gonna
Oh
do
yeah, I
that.
didn't notice that. Maybe you can't move the camera around.
No, I feel
That's
it's gonna
why-
be like 3D
I don't
world,
think
but
you
you
can
won't
move
be
the
able to
camera,
turn it.
I didn't
think-
notice
I
that
think-
before, which is fine because I love 3D
Or if you
World.
can, it'll be a minimal thing like 3D World.
Yeah. I'm
That's why I
betting
think
it's
it's
the
60.
same.
Yeah, that's
That's why I
probably
think
how
it's
they
like-
can
Look
get
at
away.
how
Well, you can
good
tell
that
the
shit
background though. It's pulling. I mean, this is a trick on all consoles where they have the background elements running at way
Yeah.
less frame rate.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mario Odyssey did that.
It's really
Yeah.
noticeable in Pokemon because it's
Yeah, it
like.
is.
I mean, I'd say it's like
There's
back
so
here
much
you can
life
look
in
at.
this
You wanna know
game.
why? The reason why it's so notable in Pokemon because Pokemon have different
How
animations.
clean that shit look.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm gonna go to Mario Odyssey
Move on
trailer.
back.
I'm gonna go to a Mario Odyssey trailer and see put it for
I
30
think this
30
is
and
60
then 60.
personally. I'm gonna just say it's 60.
I wouldn't see
That's
if you
fine.
can't move the camera around. Then I could see them getting away with
I
it.
think it's 60.
I don't think
It
it's
look-
gonna happen, the camera thing. Like, here you have it a little bit in a bigger open area, maybe.
No, that shit ain't 60. Just going from Mario Odyssey to
Yeah.
Kirby, that shit ain't 60. I don't think so. I don't
Either
think so.
way, I mean, it looks fine. I'm
At least
sure
from
it'll play
the
good.
trailer, I don't think it's gonna be 60. If you go to the YouTube, the Mario Odyssey, then go to Kirby and just look back and forth. That doesn't. That's not. It's smooth.
Let's
but
go
it's-
to
it's-
3D
I don't
World.
think it's-
This is just us. This is none of the excuses to show off 3D World. I know what this is. I know what the true aim of this was.
One of the greatest games of all time in this bit.
Yeah, you can just tell Mario's running at 60. You can just see it.
Yeah, no, you
it's a
could-
big difference.
Yeah, it's
on the
30.
stream. It's not
Yeah,
going to
yeah.
because I can only do 30. Yeah, if I look at the left screen where it's running through Discord, then I look back to the right where one's 30, one's 60. It's a huge difference. Like, oh my
Yeah,
god.
no, it's definitely
Kirby. I'm gonna
30.
say is 30.
Okay.
But anyway.
Shit.
I'll let T.
But again,
I'll let
it's
T-
weird. It makes Mario Odyssey almost more impressive than
So-
how the hell they get that at 60.
I just want to briefly mention Klonoa.
Mario
Klonoa
team is fucking amazing.
because I want to briefly mention Klonoa because that one threw me off so much.
PT.
I'm very surprised that for those who don't know, Klonoa got a remake. The first game got a remake on Wii,
Love it.
and this is a different version than that.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, yeah.
And I was like, so you remade the game twice? Now I've
They
heard
remade
people
the game
don't.
twice.
I heard people don't like the Wii version for various
I
reasons.
love it.
I think people are just stingy, to be honest.
They're just
hating on the
stingy.
Wii. That's all. We hate.
If I'm being,
So
yeah,
that-
honestly, true. I think it generally is with TC. I think
That
it's just
fucking
we
game
hate.
looks gorgeous for a Wii game.
But for some reason, fucking the fact that they're Klonoa. Who owns Klonoa? What? I don't
Konami.
know.
Yeah. I don't
That's
find out.
oh,
Is that a
do
Konami game?
they?
Isn't it
That was
Bandai? Because
Bandai.
I
Maybe it's
remember
Bandai.
there's a
Is
lot
it
of
Ban-
Klonoa
that makes
stuff
more
and Tales
sense.
of always. A lot of Tales of games have like a lot of Klonoa
Yeah,
shit in
Bandai
it always.
Namco.
I wonder what brought that back up. They were
Was it
like,
Yeah,
always
this ain't
Bandai? I thought it
60.
was Konami at some point. I could be wrong.
I'm curious.
Let's see, this footage looks. This is new footage from the website apparently.
yeah.
Oh, from the website
Oh, you
itself?
can actually aim that manually? That's crazy.
Yeah, it looks.
Let's see.
But yeah, fucking, I thought.
You can't look at You can't look at it through the stream though, Robert. 'cause
What? Did they give him a
Look at that
dodge?
shit! Holy
Was that a what? When did they give him a dodge?
Wait, is it dodge mechanic? I didn't
yeah,
know.
like slow motion dodge.
Or is it just
That's
with the
pretty
gun?
badass.
It has to be just with the gun.
Yeah, it's probably.
Dude, some fucking Matrix type shit.
That is surprising.
See, this actually, they pulled this off the Japanese website, and you can tell like this isn't like direct feed, because it looks. A
It's
little
just
rougher.
happiness, man. It's just pure happiness. This shit. It's so good.
Yeah, that game's gonna be really good, man. It looks stunning. It looks stunning. Look at that. Oh, dude, oh man, that's actually new Super Lucky Tales type shit.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
was gonna say that's the Lucky Tales shit. The digging
really-
and jumping out.
really
that
like
doesn't
that game.
that doesn't add to my excitement though, Robert. Just
Well,
but
I really
that-
like that game.
to be
a lot,
fair,
man. It's a fun
I
game.
can understand that argument. It's not like a boon for the game.
That's
It's like, oh, shit.
solid
Yeah, so Lucky
platformer.
Tale.
Solid platformer. That's all I'll say about
Man.
Lucky
That's
Tale.
like that's like
It's
the
just
least
such a.
game thing.
Oh, that's
man.
cool how look how the wind came out of it, like it's like that toy you can
Oh,
get to
that's
shoot
cool.
air at people.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's like
That's
an air
funny.
cannon.
That's cool, man. Oh man, this game's gonna be so good.
Look at that. That's how
this.
you do the boat. That's cool.
Oh,
And
that's
just,
cool.
and just remember, this
I
game
bet it
comes out
controls
unless...
better than doing it with the water pack and sunshine. baby.
Oh
Man,
god.
boy, that sunshine head and stuff.
Trash.
Definitely looks
Trash
better than
control.
Tearaway. I will say that.
Man, why you gotta go?
That's a weird
All this
burn.
hate all of a sudden.
That's a weird burn. Like, oh, by the way, it looks better than this PS.
Definitely looks
Tearaway
better than
bullshit.
Sackboy's Adventure.
Damn,
Jesus,
yo, come on,
what's
yo.
going on?
Or Sackboy, it's a good
See,
game.
all
was
those
a
games
call.
suffer from the same problem though. They're just
Man,
so
we don't
basic.
gotta compete. We just gotta play.
That's very much, man. I don't want to see more than
I do.
that.
I actually do like the concept that he creates like a snow guarding, like a
Good.
snow shield, and then he pushes it on the enemy. That's Kirby looks good.
This
Honestly,
looks
like
way
I
beyond.
think that looks. I think that should put your worries away, Juice. Personally, like
this
what
looks
we
way
just saw.
beyond anything I've seen from a Kirby game.
Namco. Okay, it's Namco. Well, which is Bandai now.
Bandai Namco, yeah.
Yeah.
That was what before they fused.
Before they, yeah, that's what I was thinking. Okay, that's what I was remembering. Okay.
I'm just curious what brought it up. Oh, by the way, let's go ahead and fucking remake
One
The
and
first-
two. And
Yeah,
Why
two.
not? Fuck it.
the first two.
Are
Klonoa
they
games.
They're. I didn't think they look like remakes.
No, they do.
They're pretty
they're
much
remakes.
remakes. If you look at
Yeah, they're
if you look at
remakes.
comparisons.
The first one is really apparent.
I didn't see the before footage. I just went by the current trailer.
Well,
I was
they
like, oh,
definitely
that looks
change
like
up
like a
entire
Did
textures.
they even
and
show
stuff.
the original version? I don't think they did.
No,
No, but what
They
that's
changed
what I'm
up- they
saying.
changed
I
up
didn't see
entire
a,
textures.
like a side by side, and I just saw the footage. Like, was that a
Oh.
GameCube or Wii game they remastered? Like, it didn't
Well,
look like a full on
It's actually
remake.
both. It's one and two that they're doing.
I'm just
So
surprised.
definitely remakes.
There was one level I thought did, so I guess I didn't pay enough attention to that one. Let's talk about Splatoon, because I want to ask you guys something, and I like to watch reaction channels, so I watch a couple. The directs, come out. I usually watch a few different reaction channels, and there was two people. I'll keep them anonymous.
We already know.
Who fucking screamed for Splatoon 3, and neither of them knew they were watching Salmon Run. They didn't. Then I watched Retro and Robert, and they're just like, oh, there's more Salmon Run. I wonder if you're going to be able to play this all the time. The other two absolutely screamed at the top of their lungs, and then didn't even... You could tell they didn't know that was Salmon Run. So just a question. What do you guys think of that? Do you buy that scream if they didn't know Salmon Run? Can you think they could play Splatoon 2 and not have played Salmon Run?
How do you not? Yeah, how do you not?
Well, they also promoted Salmon Run heavily.
That was the main big new mode.
That was the main thing of Splatoon 2 was Salmon Run. It was like one of the new things. It was like, oh shit, Salmon Run, that looks dope.
Maybe they just never got to play it because it was never fucking available.
Maybe they only played the main mode, but either way,
That'd be a lot of missing. I mean, that's a lot of missing right there.
Because we had a whole back and forth in the chat. The people watch this won't know that I was saying, sometimes I'm skeptical of people's reactions based on if they don't seem to know what the fuck they're. It's like getting excited for Link's Awakening when the title popped up. Like, you didn't know that was Link's Awakening already? Like
when you don't recognize the prom music before the logo pops up, man.
So it's like, I don't feel like that's judging someone's gaming acumen or it's just like, really, you think I'm going to believe you're that excited? You didn't even know that was Salmon Run? Like, seriously? But I will say, to give them both credit, neither of them acted excited for Xenoblade Chronicles 3. And we're like, oh, I never played one of those. It looks good, but they didn't try to fake their excitement for that game. So I was like, I guess I give them credit.
Well, because Splatoon unfortunately has better brand recognition.
Yeah,
they didn't pretend that. Oh man, I'm excited for this, even though I never beat a Xenoblade Chronicles game.
Yeah, so I mean, it's not like they faked every reaction. It's just that the Splatoon one was like both times, like, man, you didn't know that was Salmon Run. Why the fuck are you excited? But and it didn't even look like
Xenoblade. If you never played Splatoon 2, then I'd be like, all right. But if you played Splatoon 2 and you didn't know that was Salmon Run, like, I just don't. That was a huge thing about I keep saying Xenoblade about Splatoon 2. That was one of the big things we all got excited for. What is this Salmon Run thing? Oh, it's the fucking horde mode in Splatoon. This is awesome.
You know what made it worse? Salmon Run has a distinct style.
Oh yeah,
it does.
Different from the rest of Splatoon.
That's why I knew.
That's some gritty shit.
So I'm like, how the fuck could you not tell that was Salmon Run? That's the only thing in the
game.
And
it did. They added a few little new nuggets there, but it looked like Splatoon 2 Salmon Run to me. Like, it was like there wasn't like
totally did.
Same level and everything. I was like,
I feel you could tell that. I mean, like I said, I'm usually not the one who cares too much, but I felt you could tell graphically it looked better than Splatoon 2 based on some of the paint and the stuff around.
I'll say
the thing I was noticing most is just the gameplay stuff, like how you can throw the egg bug that was needed in that game, But no matter what, I'm excited to see more Splatoon stuff. But when it comes to Salmon, you're showing me Salmon, I'm like, cool, you're bringing back a cool mode. But I'm just as worried. If you don't start telling me I can play this with my friends whenever I fucking want to, I'm not gonna care. I'm afraid more than excited.
That's exactly how I feel.
That's 100%.
I don't want to be forced into the random weapon bullshit either. I want to. Hey,
exactly.
I'm good with. He's good with the roller. Use the roller. I'm good with the splatter shot. Let me use the fucking splatter shot. Like, quit forcing us to try all these different weapons and stuff. Just
play a horde mode on a flat surface. You give me a fucking sniper. Get out of here with that shit.
What were some of the shitty weapons? You'd get the ones where you have to hold it and then release to shoot. Like, come on. Like, don't make me play that way. That really.
Gatling gun. I can't stand the Gatling gun.
And the times we played, we had fun.
I hate having to charge that shit.
When we actually could play it, and we played it the few times, it was fun. But it's not fun when I have the Gatling gun and I'm getting my ass kicked because I can't do anything with it. It's like
I'm not good with the timing on that. I'm just not.
So,
It's
like,
never gonna
cool.
change.
You showed a couple new things within Salmon Run, but it still looked like the same basic Salmon Run level and objective. So, you know, it was one of those things where it's like that announcement's only cool if you also say available all the time or something. You know, make that statement. That would tell me they're aware of the problem. So I'm like with Retro, I'm worried that that's still going to be a limited time thing, which would
And to
piss
be
me
fair,
off.
we all had a blast with Salmon Run.
We
We
did.
loved playing Salmon Run, but we hated them locking up when we could play it and shit. Like, I hate that shit.
Because we went to play it that
do that
one
shit.
time and it wasn't available. We're like, oh, I guess we'll play Turf War.
Yeah.
So that was
That should never be a thing in anybody's video game where I can't go do something.
especially if you're gonna hype up the new mode.
Other than Animal Crossing, where you know they got the storage closed and stuff. You know, other than
You know
that.
what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck?
But I mean, they even in the last game, that was the new big mode, and it's like, oh, you can play it these 2 hours on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and maybe every other Sunday. It's like, come on.
That's insane.
So if that's like an everyday thing, and the single player looks good, you know, I will happily play that game, you know, and play that mode. But so that's one of those
what
ones.
they did show, like the new stuff, like I like to have some fucking Godzilla type
the boss looking thing.
You know that's gonna be tough. So like that'd be fun, you know.
Harris thinks we're disrespecting Splatoon 3.
How?
No, disrespecting the hours that they.
The worst thing about
Splatoon,
Splatoon, the worst thing, the worst thing about Splatoon 3, about Splatoon in general, was the restrictions. They ain't got shit to do with the gameplay. There was barely any complaints about the
I'll
gameplay.
start shitting on Splatoon 3 if it launches with 5 maps, and then they just start bringing old maps every couple weeks. Then I'll then I'll start disrespecting it.
Yeah, I don't think we're being disrespectful.
No.
Yeah.
Also, side note, I guess the one thing we need to get into is the Nintendo Switch Sports.
Yeah, and Xenoblade. So I made my juice pin. I didn't title it juice pins. I was expecting to get roasted, and actually, almost everybody who commented kind of felt like I was maybe not onto something, but they didn't like totally disagree with the fact that I was saying that maybe they're not as super confident in this the sports IP, and that's why they're dipping their toe in with the $40 price and 6 sports at launch. So that was
I don't blame them.
I gave my, like I said, I don't think it's a negative. I almost don't blame them either, because who knows if that audience is still there. I do agree with one person made a good point. Why not just make it Nintendo Sports instead of tying it to the Switch? It's like then they could leave it open for the future.
I thought the reason why they tied to the Switch was was the brand. It's like, oh, it's Nintendo Switch.
I know, but you know, that's just another weird thing.
Be a Switch anyway, so
yeah, that's
it's
true.
It's going to be at least 10 years of Switch Sports.
And we get to try it, so get to see how the Joy-Cons work, because I know
the demo.
The Wii U version didn't play very well, that port of the original.
Oh, no.
Wii Motion Plus, everyone's like, oh, with Wii Motion Plus, you know, tennis is going to be awesome. No, it didn't work right.
It should have been.
Yeah, but it wasn't.
But it wasn't.
So what did you guys think of, what do you think of the lineup of sports and just generally how they approached, like, having the Mii's not be on the forefront and all that? I was happy. I'm happy with it.
I'm gonna put this in context. I hope the new Avatar characters we get here are like the upgrades of the Mii's, because they very much look way better than the fucking Mii's.
They look cool.
Yeah.
And I'm very much hoping.
I don't know if they look way better. I just think they look.
I mean,
I like them.
Visually, they just look better.
I think they're both on the same pedestal for me. I could take Mii's how they look normally, and then this new upgraded Avatar-esque Mii, whatever they want to do. I just feel like they're two different styles. Like, I don't think they're necessarily an upgrade. I just think it's a different style.
16 years, 17 years later, the Mii should look a little bit.
Yeah, that's not, they could have took the Mii's to the next level
I guess it's just it's the next step to me would be more of a Miitopia than a this, because Miitopia is still that, but you're able to. I mean, you've seen. I don't know if you've seen. Like, they make some crazy shit out of the Mii editor, but this one is just a different style. I feel like, you know, compared to what it like is. So I could take either one, and I think their upgrade could be more Miitopia-esque, but it doesn't look like they want to go that way.
Well, to be fair, I think they're
May
trying to
not.
walk away from the Mii's
I
anyway.
can take a Miiverse.
Somebody
that's
said
what
the
I can
Mii's are in the game, but I didn't.
They are. They're in the game. They remember
Are
they
they?
verse when Koizumi
Oh, in the
Koizumi's
volleyball?
versing. They do. They have their Mii's. They literally had their Mii's there.
Did anybody else find that cringe? That little segment with
I
the
love
voiceover
that,
guy.
dude. It was so good.
I mean,
I would've
I
loved-
figured it was-
The voiceover
love
guy.
that.
I'm talking. He was.
Oh, the
that-
voiceover guy.
he's
I
not a
didn't
good
mind-
I expected it to be.
He's not a good actor. Let's just say that. That was,
I probably was. I don't even know. If
I would
was paying
have rather
attention.
had
I was just
Robert
loving-
do that.
But that's the kind of cringe I come to like from Nintendo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And I
That's
like
like
when they do that kind of
that's their
cringe.
charm. That's
The
their
voiceover,
charm.
I don't know, because I wasn't. I don't think
he
I
was
paying
like trying to
attention
be
voiceover.
like, you know,
He was trying to be like in
recreate their
some
energy,
tournament.
but
Yeah,
it
yeah,
didn't. And then try to do like a, what do you call it, play-by-play.
Okay, yeah.
I gotta say though, the volleyball doesn't. I don't think that looks very good. I think.
It wasn't.
I think arms
wasn't
volleyball
Wii Fit
looks
U.
more fun. Like
Well,
I think
the
I'd
only
rather
one
play
that
arms
you
volleyball.
say-
It wasn't Wii Fit U.
No,
That's
the
the levels of cringe I can't deal with Nintendo.
That's true.
Oh,
No,
that was rough.
The only one that I'd say was a disappointment in terms of sport because I didn't even realize it was a separate sport is badminton. I'm like,
Yeah.
badminton. Wait, why wouldn't you just, bro? That's tennis. Why wouldn't you
It's
just?
a
do
very
like
slow
different-
version of tennis one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They could have just made
Like-
that a mode in tennis. You know what I mean? Like that's not a separate game. I know it technically is.
But look,
come on.
Robert, the best part for you is probably the fact that look, you already bought Ring Fit, so you already
Oh
got.
yeah. No, try,
you already-
wait. So hold on. Does anyone know? Because it
I
went
want
over
to
my
take
head.
my Switch out.
Can you run
on the
around
ground.
with that?
No.
Can you run around? No, but like later.
you
but
can
if
move
You
either
can with the
legs.
analog stick. You can move.
No, but then later
No,
on.
because they show you tying it to your leg. I think you can move with your leg.
No, you just kick.
No, the kick. But then later on, they had another thing. Then they said the
You'll
leg
be able.
shot thing.
No, you'll be able to kick in the main game, not just the
I think there's
shootout.
a lot of
Yeah,
walking.
I think that's too gimmicky. I think that's.
I
Too
think
that-
even the
that'd be
volleyball,
awesome.
I
I'd be
think
like-
you just
Robert,
had like left and
They
right.
said you'll be able
I
to
would love that.
kick in the main game. Right at launch, you only be able to kick in the shootout mode.
Oh, that's right. Okay, that's exactly what. Okay.
Oh,
damn,
okay, gotcha.
damn. I
And
need
who
them
the
to add a new thing.
TVs over and shit.
Who wants to fucking pull their hamstring kicking at nothing?
Me, me.
Bullshit.
Really, come on.
I want to kick the shit out of that air. Fuck that.
Dude, I'm all about-
That's how you
I'm
hurt
all about-
yourself.
I'm all about like when they have
We'll
hopefully
get
they
hurt
bring
sometime.
baseball. I would love it if they had baseball where you swing
Baseball
and then you have the
would've
leg
been-
strap and then run. What? That'd be
No.
great. Yes.
No.
Give the option.
It sounds
Robert-
cool for
Hold on,
5
hold on.
minutes.
Yeah.
After that, I'm
That
like,
sounds
I ain't
cool,
doing
except
that
for the people below you in your house
No
as
one's
you're
blowing.
stomping on the damn
It's a
floor.
basement. The
Or
basement's
if you kick your cat.
shit.
Yeah,
It's all right.
I will say though,
It'd be great. It'd be amazing.
baseball
Track
would have
and
been
field.
baseball would have
Kick
been a
one of
nice
your little
addition.
kids and shit.
I would rather had baseball than badminton.
I do
100%.
find that
You know those
really
Wii days,
sports,
people were swinging and busting kids upside the head and shit.
I really want a baseball, and I'm surprised baseball's not one of them, to be honest. Because
I do find the three sports
That and
kind of
boxing.
strange choices though. Like you might as well add like table tennis as well. You got like fucking tennis, table tennis, and badminton. You know, like come on.
Table
Yeah.
tennis was different enough in Wii
Table
Sports
tennis
Resort,
and ping pong.
but they could,
Goddamn, ping pong.
you could have had
Say ping
tennis,
pong, but-
badminton, and table tennis as like a group. You know,
Yeah.
that I
Uh-huh.
don't know. It just to me it just felt like I said, dipping their toe in, and maybe more stuff will come down the line. But
Well, we
I
got
ain't
Golden
gonna-
coming down the
Why
line
not
already.
basketball in there, for example? You can just like do it, you know, and then
Dude,
shoot hoops or whatever.
And put the leg shot and run. Go like this.
No.
Fucking running and shit.
Like, I don't seriously, okay.
no one's gonna
that
be
sounds
running.
cool. Again, shooting hoops. How the fuck you gonna judge if the shit is good or not? Like I don't understand how this shit's gonna work.
Wasn't that in a game where you shoot?
It was Wii Sports Resort.
Yeah, who
Yeah.
that was?
Wii
Yeah,
Sports Resort had basketball.
You
Yeah,
gotta
but
let
that
go
shit-
at the peak at just the right time. It should go on every
Yeah, that's
time though
dumb.
if you do that.
it's dumb.
No, but it's fun. It's
But they
always-
had
it's
like
always
a,
fun. I
uh,
always loved that.
They had
I
like a
always
mini
loved
wave
Wii
race
Sports.
game, and then they were gonna, if you had the balance board, apparently you were gonna. I don't know if that was in Resort or not, or they just talked about it.
Which one?
In Wii Sport Resort, there was like a wave race type game.
Oh yeah, they talked
Yeah, they
about
had
it.
they
It
had
wa-
it where you had it like that. Wasn't it?
I think they had the
Which
option
one?
to use the balance board,
Oh, I don't know about.
but
the
I
balance
didn't
board.
have a balance board, so I don't know if that's true or
I
not.
think so.
You
Because
might
they were
have-
gonna
That's
apparently.
in resort.
Well, remember Resort, or was it Resort? For the balance board, you had, or that might be Wii Fit. No, I think it's Wii Fit.
Either way,
jogging around Wuhu Island. Remember, you were able to
I
jog
get it
around.
all mixed up. Wii Fit and sports and all that shit.
We got it. We
Yeah,
can
they
play
kinda
it
get
for
a little
free. What? Next week or this
Yeah.
Is it
weekend?
next week?
I think it's next week.
The 18th or
18 till
something.
20. I
Yeah, the
think.
18th.
So we'll know. I mean,
That's-
we'll be able to tell right
Test
there.
fire.
Is the bowling
That's
gonna
just-
feel
that's
right?
what
I'm surprised that they brought back the test fire. It feels like it's been a minute.
Bowling's classic, man. That's gonna be a lot of fun for sure.
I do
can't
love. The one thing I love
is the
is
best.
because like it's great that they brought this back. But one thing I really love that they did is if you're doing it, for example, online in bowling, you have like a whole bowling alley and shit with everybody.
Yeah,
next
if you
to
could just
Yeah.
look
that's pretty cool.
look over with, I don't know if you can use the analog stick and see like Robert's me bowling next to you, like that would be cool. Just all bowl at the
And
same time.
Robert probably be freaking out because his ball rolled into the gutter.
And then
like,
see, watch the ball go flying backwards because he doesn't know how to bowl.
That'd be so cool. That'd be so cool.
But he's gonna like be sad that he can't run all over the bowling alley and shit. which
Again,
is fun.
honestly though, like that's a missed opportunity. If I just give the option of someone being able to run with their legs, yo. Just for
Yeah,
every
because that's
single
what
sort of game.
Nintendo needs, though. Have all these kids like kicking around in the living room and shit.
Hey man,
I wanna see
what
those videos
about
again,
what
man. That was the
what
best
about
times of Wii. I love that shit. That
what
shit was great.
about me, dude? I want to run. we're already doing a ring fit. We're already doing a
But
ring
that-
fit, so let me do it
that's
in
like-
Wii Sports.
Do
Yeah,
like
that's
we
for sure.
used to game when we were little in the NES era, you know? Pretend you're fucking running and then you're
Yeah,
happy.
You're
the thing
fucking-
is-
you're on the
the
ground
thing
with
is,
the pad
Yeah.
and shit, and you're doing this
They
shit.
literally
going-
made a game a few years ago where in order to move you have to run.
All right, so I gotta call out somebody in the chat. Let me just ask you guys, how many maps did Splatoon 2 launch with? Playable
What
maps.
was it, 8?
Fucking four.
I
or
think
some
it was
shit.
five.
Like the 6?
It was like
It was
5.
five?
He's saying
It was almost nothing.
he's saying Splatoon will be a complete game at launch, unlike most shooters, and then he
There's
lists.
no way.
He said
Nah,
it had
man, come on,
23
man.
maps. He
Stop
says it had
exposing
23 maps, dude.
Stop.
You sound
Every
foolish, man.
single Splatoon game has
But, hey,
the
look,
biggest puzzle.
It took
like,
2
listen,
years for you to get all the
if-
things you just named. 2 fucking years. If that's launching complete, then you might as well just
Stop it.
stop
Stop
watching this podcast.
The
If you
point I
think
was-
that's launch, if you
Listen,
can't
you
even
mentioned-
accept that Splatoon launches partial content, then we got nothing left to talk about.
No. Well, hold on. Well, I won't say it's literally partial content because I still feel it's a full complete game. But it's
How?
just dude. you have
5
a single player,
multiplayer
you have
maps is
multiplayer.
complete.
Which one?
5 multiplayer maps for a sequel is complete.
Hey man,
No.
and a single player, and a
We
single
accepted
player.
that during
That
the
ain't
Wii U.
complete.
I mean, like,
I'm
that they
saying it's
broke,
complete,
you know?
but
Then why did they have to
I-
add so much more to it if it was already complete?
Well, because I mean, hey, I would like to have more anyway, in general.
That
I'm
ain't
not gonna say
Five
I
maps,
won't
complete.
decline. I won't decline.
complete is
Five maps
launching
won't
complete
with
dog shit
everything.
is what it is.
It's weird because I would say it's complete, but not the multiplayer portion. But you know what I'm saying? If it was just a single player event, I would be fine with it. You know, so it's like to be honest,
Dude.
Yeah, okay,
I'd
but
buy
we're
for
not,
the single
we're
player.
not
anyway.
debating on what you would be fine with. We're debating on what is complete and what
And,
isn't.
well, it's tough because
And Splatoon
like I
is
said,
not
I would say
complete at launch.
if it was even just a single player, I would say it's complete. But because I
A
get
5
it, 'cause it's a
you'd consider that complete with a 5-hour single player, nothing else at launch.
Well, I mean, if it was literally 5 hours, and first of all, it's not 5 hours. I know we discussed it. It's literally not 5 hours. But
Splatoon 2's main.
Close.
the
it's like
Splatoon's
6
main
hours,
thing was
5,
not
6
5
hours.
hours. You're not
Six.
finishing that thing in 5 hours, man. No way you're finishing that in 5 hours. There's
Yeah.
no way.
Yeah,
I did.
I had like
No.
I had 3 hours in
Well, how long to beat, yo.
before I got to like the final area, and then
I'm talking about completing it too.
Completing it? No,
Yeah.
come on, people.
the first game I beat.
Splatoon 2? Oh, the first game.
The
Oh,
first
the
game
last
was
one?
5, and I think 2 wasn't any longer. I think
No,
maybe
okay, so-
6.
We gotta go to how long to beat now.
Go ahead,
So the,
go
the
ahead.
Not
average
throwing
play
no
time.
octo expansion and shit. That don't count.
All right, but I mean, regardless,
Dude, that shit was short. The hardest
first
part was
one,
just
yeah,
finding
first
the
one,
fucking
yes,
levels.
The first one it says the main story is about 5.5. Then to complete 18.
If it's longer, it's because you had to like search for the damn levels. A retro guy.
Complete 18.
Damn, you think it was that long to search for levels? Yeah, we'll have it.
Complete
Remember, you had to
18 hours
find the
for that?
actual levels, and you had to go up.
Yeah,
and-
no, I know what you're saying. Yeah, I know what you're saying.
No way.
So I would be. What did it say for beating Splatoon 2?
8, and then
That's
which
the
to
average.
yeah, that's the average, which I would argue 8 hours is fine. But I mean, it depends. I mean, we're talking about don't have like every Resident Evil game.
But is that? I mean, you're
Splatoon
saying if it just launched with a single player, it's complete game. I'm trying to figure out what you're saying.
That's what. Yeah, that's what I played for.
Splatoon single player.
I love the Splatoon single player. You're talking about? I love the fucking.
But how's it complete if it didn't have the multiplayer?
I get you, but what I'm saying is if they released a Splatoon game and it was just a
just a single player game,
just a single player.
Well, that's different.
I'd be fine with that.
How could you argue it if it launched with a single player and it had the single player? Like we're talking about the Splatoon 2 launching multiplayer with not even a quarter of the maps that it has now. Like that's
well, admittedly,
not launching complete.
I didn't remember that it was that. Like
that's
that,
not launching complete. Like that is literally the definition of the opposite of launching complete. Sure.
I guess when you especially if you include the multiplayer.
Plus all the weapons they didn't have at launch and. Whew. What else? Oh, the Splatoon 1 didn't have a certain mode. I feel like at least Splatoon 2 launched with the competitive mode at launch. But
what I will say is that maybe it's also because of how quick the turnaround was compared to what they're doing with 3.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Unacceptable for Splatoon 3 to launch with a handful of fucking
What
maps.
Would be a good amount for you think?
Yeah, Splatoon 2
15?
Clearly
15?
a Wii U game.
I'm curious I'm curious to see how many he's talking about modern shooters. How much does Vanguard have?
And if they're doing 2-hour windows still, that's another fuck you.
It's another fail.
Just have people pick. Have 3 and let people vote on the 3 that randomly pop up.
So Vanguard
normal online shooter games?
Vanguard is 20. That's a lot.
Oh.
From launch.
The game that everybody hates.
Let's see, how much does it's a bad one, but Battlefield 2049 or whatever.
Oh, that.
I keep saying 2049. I always think 2042.
Why would every Splatoon's the only one that gives free maps. I'll give them credit, but
this one, how many do you think 2042 has? This has 7. 7.
Well, they're huge.
7, and I think they're probably huge though.
So apparently now multiplayer maps don't.
Most modern shooters give you more than 5 maps.
Yeah, and then you have to pay for the extra maps. It's not just giving it to you, but at the same time, it's not like you're gonna buy Call of Duty and it's gonna have 5 fucking maps at launch. Like that, people.
I know
go
one
crazy.
of them was real low. I remember one of them was real low. I don't remember which one that was, but I remember real what the fuck? Why is it so low?
Call of Duty in its prime, you'd get, I would say 12 to 16, probably more like 16.
Really solid maps
at launch. Really good maps. Maybe a couple were.
Oh, so I think that maybe this was it. I think it was Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War had 10, which I feel like is still pretty good.
Voice chat.
But anyway, let's get on to Xenoblade. Get out of here. If you want to give a grade for the direct. For me, Xenoblade was the most exciting announcement, and it looks great. At first, I thought it was a direct sequel to 1, and I thought even though. Can't tell. Is it a different landmass? It looks like there's a sword.
So here's the situation. I've noticed looking over that trailer too many times, because you can tell it seems to be grabbing elements from 1, 2, and X. Particularly if you notice the races of creatures of people you're using as your main characters. There are characters that look like Nia from 2. There are characters that look like.
You want to hear something crazy? I just hit the Google. I was gonna search Xenoblade Chronicles 3. I didn't even type anything. And the first selection, it's not even my history. It doesn't even have the history symbol. Is Xenoblade Chronicles 3. It has my history below it. Nintendo Switch Sports, a millage rate for my area, my health insurance, H&R Block, Arcane, Paradigm, sub I bought. Xenoblade was just there.
Crazy.
As the first.
Oh yeah, people even mentioned Xenoblade went up on the eShop. Both Xenoblade games went up on the eShops over the weekend. Where more people bought them digitally.
That's good.
So you have to. Definitely, you can't find the physical.
Well, that's true. They fucking hold it. But fucking the game seems to, and they've even mentioned in some interviews I saw, or at least some promo talks, that it's meant to wrap up 1 and 2 entirely, which makes sense
because there's some definite 1 stuff right there.
Yeah, to give some slight spoilers to the end of 2.
That looks like
1 and 2. 1 and 2 take place at the same time. 1 and 2 time wise they take place in the same time. This seems to be a fusion of both of those
They're not in the same universe.
Well, that's
though.
why I thought.
They're
Honestly,
not.
I
No,
thought
no,
it was
they're different.
I thought that's like Shulk and that's Nia in just different
That's not
bodies or something.
Nia.
No, it's not Nia.
But
you do see someone who looks like Nia later on.
Yeah.
You don't think that looks like Nia? Hold on, wait.
That's not Nia, dude.
No, not
No,
her,
no,
not her, not her.
No. We'll
The other
show you
girl.
when it gets there. See, that looks like
what's his name from 2?
I thought
this
woman
looks like
is Shulk.
2. This looks like
this
1.
woman, isn't this
That's a
looks
guy.
like 2.
That's
There's a guy.
That looks like X right there. I thought that was a
I thought
girl
that was
too.
Shulk, though.
This looks like
You
X.
ain't shit. Yeah, it's very much. It seems to be a fusion of a lot of the.
So wait, keep going, Juice. There's the woman that
looks
literally
like
looks like Nia. Looks like Nia. You know what I'm saying? Where is she?
It does. She does look like Nia. She looks like. But that's what I mean. This game has a lot of references.
This looks
to
like X.
Because I thought like the two characters.
No, Juice. The other one looks like 2 to me.
I will say.
See the weapon she's using is from 2, but then you got like the race of creatures, the one with angel wings.
That's not Nia.
That's not Nia. No.
Bro.
You'll see Nia in a minute.
Yeah, you see the real Nia.
Bro, are you serious? That looks like Nia, and the other one's Shulk.
Like one of the later ones. This right there.
See, that's
looks like
Nia.
That has her outfit.
You can even see her core crystal. It's still mixed because she's
so the other one doesn't give you a hint of Nia.
She's a flesh eater.
The other one doesn't give you a hint of Nia.
It looks like a same race as Nia.
It's the same race. It's the same race of
but that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So no, okay. So my perspective, this is what I'm thinking. I thought it was that's Nia and Shulk in different bodies. That's what I thought.
Well, Shulk's the narrator.
Yeah.
That's why I thought it was that person.
See that? Isn't that sword from Xenoblade Chronicles?
It doesn't look exactly the same, but it's similar to.
I was gonna say because
it looks more like the Monado than.
I didn't know that was a dude either in the beginning.
Yeah, I don't. The flute thing is just new. I don't know unless it's a Xenoblade 1 thing that I don't know about.
So this isn't a woman.
Apparently not.
That's a guy.
I saw the name. It's like a dude's name too.
I gotta go look it back up. I didn't.
It's Shulk.
Now this shit looks low key a mixture of like X and 1 to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like this looks at Metal Face. But see that's not exactly the Monado, but it looks very similar to the Monado. I almost feel like
I thought that looks like Nia. I was like, that's Nia.
This seems like I almost believe this is like a third timeline that mixes in.
That was Vander or whatever his name is.
That's what I'm saying. I'm thinking these dudes are like legit, like different bodies, and something is going on. I don't know.
I don't think it's that, but it very much seems like the worlds have collided almost.
Which is why this is literally Shulk and that's Nia.
This game literally.
They're different bodies.
I'm very curious about the fucking battle mechanics because if you're showing all these elements, you got blades kind of in this system. Because
will there be blades even? Who knows?
Because the girl has a.
Look at how they're swimming. I didn't notice that before.
That's cool.
That's new. They gave her a fucking swimming animation.
Like fucking like a dolphin's here.
Yeah.
That boat part doesn't look great though. I will say.
Well, it's only for like a.
I don't think it's probably not going to control. It's probably going to be a little less.
There's such a mixture of shit. I can't tell what. I'm very curious about that.
I would say like.
That battle system is very. I need to see
I hope it's I don't mind. I like 2's battle system. I mean.
Oh no, I love 2's battle system.
I don't mind using the D-pad to select the arts either though.
My question is, are they going to keep? I very much believe it's going to be a variation because almost every Xenoblade game is kind of the same battle system with some variations to it.
So I watched all your guys' reactions.
I think it'll be emerging. You think it'll be emerging of pretty much what they've learned.
I don't know how games. The problem is that 2's is very different.
If Retro was here, he would mention how completely different Xenoblade Chronicles X and 2 combat is. It's just
it's not.
But I gotta say, I watched all your reactions. I didn't record mine. Within the first 2 syllables, I was like, "This Shulk. That's Shulk," and I think even clacked. It took him a while before.
No, but I thought it was Shulk. But if I'm being honest, I didn't want to say because I'm like, well, who?
Yeah, I kind of second guessed.
I've never played one, and I wanted to say like it's Shulk, but that's what I was
saying.
No,
I mean the voice actor.
Characters are Shulk.
I said it's the Shulk voice actor.
Oh, the voice actor.
Like 2 syllables in, like, oh, that's Shulk. This is Xenoblade. And I was surprised that your guys' reactions weren't a little quicker.
Yeah, I didn't immediately.
Well, you had people talking.
Playing the flute. You ain't know it was Xenoblade then?
No. Well, when I knew it was Xenoblade. One.
Expose to the max.
Well, no, I said it was Xenoblade. No, I didn't say it was. I said it was Monolith Soft specifically when the very first shot. But I was like,
Yeah,
it
the
was
problem is I
Monolith
couldn't
Soft.
know if it was gonna be
But
Xenoblade
I
3.
didn't know if it was gonna be Xenoblade or if they were gonna do that whole action.
And if I gotta be honest, I'm excited for. I mean, it's the most hype announcement and one of my most anticipated games. I still would have rather it been their fantasy game. You know.
Man, I would love
to.
I think they want to finish out this saga, and then
I think it would have been cool to take a break.
I'm cool with that.
Either way, but that's what I was.
That was gonna be my question. Does that game still exist?
Did that turn into this game?
I don't think so.
I think it does.
I hope it does.
Maybe that's.
Why would they show concept art for years ago?
They show. Yeah. Why would they? Why do that?
Maybe they're saving it for the Switch 2 or the Pro.
Well, okay, save it for the Switch 2. Don't show us concept art. Like making me wait and think and wait. Oh, it's gonna be this direct that they show it. Like that's what I don't like.
Because now I'm like, okay, so it's Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Then after that,
yeah, because when you announce something as awesome as Xenoblade Chronicles 3, I have to feel a little bit of, I wish it was this. I don't want to feel that way. I should be able to be happy and excited for Xenoblade Chronicles 3 without feeling like, oh man, I want to see that Battle Princess game or whatever that shit is.
Yeah, because I was like, man, are they gonna bring that? But then I was like, let's be for real, this is gonna be Xenoblade. And the more they showed, I was like, damn.
I very much believe they want to finish out Xenoblade. And the one thing about Xenoblade 2, because of how it ended, is that we got to see the lands the Titans merge together, but we didn't get to see. Yeah. This will probably be the result of that new world. That these are all the lands that smashed together. This is the new world that that 3 takes place in.
I don't think that's gonna be it.
Well, the problem is that they're
that sword
so much together.
I mean, that sword tells me that that's like directly in the same world as the first game. So
you think this? You know what I need to do? I need to play 1 and play Future Connect. Future Connect will be.
I'm thinking I'm getting the definitive edition of Xenoblade Chronicles on Switch.
I'm gonna start playing it soon.
I have it on Wii U, but I kind of want the remastered version.
Well, fucking, and then they are like, oh, it comes out in September. I'm like, fuck, you didn't give me a lot of time, yo.
Well, it's better than December.
I partially would have preferred it. It would have given me more time.
You know, Sonic's going to be September, October, November.
Oh, yeah, God damn it.
Probably. Yeah, that's a game you could go back and forth with.
Yeah, Sonic, I could probably bust out in a weekend.
You probably can buy Sonic on the PS4 though, so you can get it at 60.
Yeah,
FPS.
I probably will. And hopefully,
on that PS5 or Series X. Yeah.
I had to have the console to do that, Robert.
I still have my 300 sitting here from selling that Xbox. Like, I didn't put the money in the bank, so it's just in an envelope.
Really?
Really?
I forgot about it. I was like, damn.
That's a nice thing to forget about. Then you find it when, oh shit, I got it.
Yeah, be like, oh,
maybe I'll buy a new Xbox controller for my PC.
I'm gonna waste this on some Xbox stuff.
It's a nice controller, man. It's a really nice controller.
So, was there any other like major announcements we forgot? Those were the big surprises. Then we saw, games we already knew.
Into the direct. I think that was the last thing.
There's a new
bunch of old games, bunch more old games.
Oh, and Earthbound.
Yeah. Metroid
I already got Earthbound on Wii U, bitch.
Update that nobody asked for a one-hit kill mode in Dreads, but good.
I think
good to those.
That's good luck.
Good to those that want to play that.
They're like, oh, by the way, we're adding a boss rush in April. Huh? What? Okay.
It's cool that they're still just adding new stuff.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm not mad at it by any means.
I didn't get that.
I'd be mad at you.
The usual, like, I'm gonna start my second playthrough immediately after feeling with Dread that I usually get with those
games coming out. That's the problem. Also, Triangle Strategy has a new demo that goes all the way up to Chapter 3 that you can transfer your save data over, which I'm not doing.
Jesus Christ,
I'm not doing that.
You guys gave me shit about this. I'm just gonna ask you a legit question though. At what point do you think there's any point where like the HD 2D things just like, okay, like we've had 10 of these now? Is there a number where you just think it's gonna be less exciting?
I mean,
not for new games, but for remakes and everything together.
No,
remakes, not really.
Remakes
Remakes probably not, but.
Let's be real here. If they go, by the way, Chrono Trigger's coming out in HD 2D, You know what people gonna do?
Yeah, I guess it depends on the game.
Bro, I
Yeah.
would cream
People
myself.
will lose
I
their
would
collective
cream
shit.
it.
What about
If
Final Fantasy
Earthbound was
VI?
HD2D.
What about
That would
Final
be
Fantasy
epic.
VI?
What?
Well, no, that
That
just
would
got
be
remade.
insane.
They just remade that. That's what I'm seeing.
No, but that's not HD2D though.
Yeah. Well, it's a pixel remaster. It is technically
Not
different.
HD2Ds.
You need to
not
go
that.
look at footage. That's all I'm gonna say. Go look at footage.
No, I have, but it's not. Come on. It's not
It's
even
not the
close.
same. No,
it's
you're
not
right.
that at all. It's
You're
not
right.
that at all.
You're right. It's not the same thing, but it looks
just-
better than what people
It
would
looks
say.
cleaner and stuff, but
But yeah,
it already
HD2D.
looks clean. I don't know.
HD2D. We only have 4 titles, I think. Octopath, Triangle Strategy, Dragon Quest,
Dragon
and
Quest and
Live
Live Alive.
Yeah, so we have 4 titles so far, and I'm not tired of it.
I don't really understand the terminology for HD 2D. You think about it, doesn't really make any sense.
No, it doesn't. Technically,
No.
They should have came up with a better.
it should be. It should be.
What do you
It should
call
be
that?
3-2D.
Something
3
like that.
2D. It should be like 3 2D.
What do you call it? Because
That-
it's not.
That's what it is. It's 3 2D.
Everything's in
It's-
HD
it's-
now. I mean,
It's or 2 3D.
games, 3
3D.
games.
No, this will be 5 games if that Dragon Quest game's coming.
No, I include
What's
Dragon
the other
Quest.
one then?
What's the
Did you
shit
forget
called?
you
when
had
do the-
Octopath? You had
The pop out book. What is
Brian-
that?
Bravely Default.
Bravely Default's not a.
Yeah, Bravely Default's not HD2D.
It isn't?
Not in the slightest.
I know what
No,
you're talking
it's
about.
not
like
pixelated in the
Panorama
slightest,
or
dude.
fucking- What is
I'ma
it?
look.
Diorama?
Pictogram? Is it pictogram?
What the fuck is it called? I know what you're talking about though.
Oh, I don't know, man.
That's like the pop out book effect where you can like where
Just
you can
call it that, whatever that is.
how about book? I
Yeah.
think they should just call it
Oh,
2
that's
3D.
right. That
man.
had 3D character models.
Yeah, that's what I'm
I
saying,
feel like
yeah.
I feel like some of the zoomed
Bravely
out
Default-
shots of the areas looked like it though.
No, Bravely Default has aspects of it, but it's not actual. It's not
Yeah.
the same thing.
Well, I mean, I haven't even seen footage of it in a year. Yeah, some parts of it remind me of it, but yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so it's only 4 titles. I'm very
Honestly, look, if they did that with Final Fantasy 6,
Live Alive
Seven.
is a weird choice.
fucking
I don't think they're doing it with 7. They're only gonna do it. I think they're only gonna do it with pixel games.
They'll keep doing it. If
yeah,
they
I
keep
think it's
selling.
only pixel games.
So
It would be
it'll-
interesting to see how would they pull it off with a.
What confuses
3D
me,
type
why
game.
do the pixel remasters for Final Fantasies 1 through 6 if you got this brand new like HD 2D technology you're using on other games? It's fucking Final Fantasy. I thought that'd be like the first titles you'd be trying to remake.
Well, because I guess that's the thing. They got to remake them. It is a lot, I'm sure.
Let me check
Yeah,
out this
yeah.
pixel remaster here.
No.
Of what? Of
I feel like reworking the
6.
whole shit, to be fair.
So
6? It looks
I guess
better.
the point was, I had made that comment like, it still looks good. It just the first time I saw it was like, holy shit, that's the coolest art style. Now it doesn't get me like that anymore.
Well,
I think it's just going to depend on the game. Like, what if A Link to the Past was
Yeah,
like
this
that?
ain't even close. That ain't even close to the HD2D.
What if A Link to
That
the Past was like that? Juice. That'd be.
I don't need Link to Past to look like that.
No,
No.
it'd be sexy, man.
you have to do something a little bit different.
Yeah, because it's
She looked
a
nice.
completely different like camera perspective. I
guess.
think.
Yeah, I guess, but
And I guess the other thing for me is like they're all turn-based or strategy games, so it's like even if I like how it looks, it's still not in my wheelhouse.
It's not the type of game you fuck with in the begin with.
It wouldn't get me to. It might get me to play like Final Fantasy VI just because all I've heard is such good things, and I
By the way-
did watch my buddy play that back in the day.
Shameless
All I
plug.
see is Kirigami. I don't know.
Shameless plug. I have a Twitter poll up for the next stream game I'm doing, and I do have Final Fantasy.
I didn't like any of the choices. I'll just say
Yeah, I
that.
couldn't. I'll be honest with you. I racked my head for a bit on that, and I was like, "Fuck, I can't really think of a lot."
When you put like Super Metroid or something on there.
I don't know why. Because I have too many games where I did the part 1s for it. But I didn't do part 2 because I was like, I could put Psychonauts 2 on here. I need to finish Devil May Cry 4 because I didn't start that.
I voted for I didn't even realize Final Fantasy 6 was on there. I voted for Dylan. I saw Dylan and I instantly voted for that.
Ironically enough, Dylan is winning.
All right, so
I didn't even notice. I would have voted for Final Fantasy 6. I'm stupid. I would have voted. Remove one vote and change it to another.
I forget if Twitter lets you change votes. I don't.
No, you can't.
no.
I would have actually done that. I didn't. For some reason, I saw Dylan. I'm like, Dylan. I'm gonna let him choose like Dylan.
Dylan is
I would
winning. I'm very
instantly
surprised.
chose 6.
All right, so let's go down the list. I've seen a lot of greatest directs ever, and other than this year's Super Bowl, you usually see that every year after the Super Bowl, best Super Bowl ever.
It wasn't.
For me, this year's Super Bowl sucked, but the last few years, almost everybody was like, "Oh, that's the best Super Bowl ever." It's like always the newest one is always the best one. Yeah. I thought it was a good direct, but still doesn't beat like the Mario Maker 2, Astral Chain, Link's Awakening direct, which was 2019. As far as like, the main excitement part of it, I don't remember the in between games.
No, I would agree. I would say if I had to grade it, since I think you wanted a letter grade, it's hanging around a B, probably like B.
Damn.
B maybe. B maybe B plus. I don't know. I'm not sure. It's definitely hitting a B. But
I thought it was above average because they had some new games.
That's why I said
it is for me easy A plus. That shit legit.
You give almost everyone
it is one of the best. No.
Every E3.
No. The reason I say that is because if you see my reaction, I'm legit like stunned at like they kept announcing shit. I'm like and I think a part of it has to do with because of what we already know for the year, stacking onto it, which I know that's technically unfair because you're just judging the direct by itself. Which even by itself, like I think back and I'm like, damn man.
I'm a little concerned for two games, Bayonetta and Zelda. I mean, it doesn't mean they won't come out that they didn't show them, but
I don't think
I'm not gonna.
One of those is not gonna happen. And
I feel like I'm not gonna be one of those that's thinking that those are still coming and everything they just showed.
I hope. Oh my! If they do, man, it would be
most perfect. Yeah, that'd be ridiculous.
I'd be fine because of Xenoblade Chronicles 3. I'd be fine with them pushing Zelda to March.
Yeah.
Yeah, if Bayonetta come out in October, late October, Xenoblade. That's a good.
Something.
I'm still concerned that we're gonna get a fucking Pokemon.
Yeah, there's still gonna be a Pokemon.
What would you do? What would you do if Zelda doesn't drop right? But then they're like, and here's this new game, and it's a fucking new 3D Mario from November. It's like, holy shit! What the hell? That's amazing.
They've done that with Mario before.
I think there's no E3 this year, so maybe they'll do a direct in the summer.
Oh, they're definitely doing it. Right
I don't think they're gonna pull a 3D Mario out at an E3 type timeline and have it come out this year, but I think they'd do a Donkey Kong or something like that.
Didn't they do that with 3D World? I thought.
No, I can't. 3D World came out a year after
3D World was
they
technically
showed
announced before.
I thought.
You gotta remember that January. Remember that
January they announced there was a new 3D Mario coming.
3D Mario game. We're making a Smash. We're making a Mario Kart. We're making these.
Yeah.
They didn't show anything.
They showed it at E3 and released it that year. You're right.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I thought 3D World came out was shown off at E3 and then came out.
Maybe they should.
Yeah, but even then, they still announced that they're making a 3D Mario action game. It's coming later on.
I'm just saying to show the first trailer and then to put out the game like what was that like 6? No, it was like 3.
But that's because they already said they're making it. You know what I'm saying? They never said that.
We knew they were making one anyway. No, that wasn't.
Yeah, but there's a big difference between nothing right now and them saying, "Hey, by the way, at E3 we're going to show a 3D action Mario game." You know what I mean? It's a big difference. It's a pretty huge difference.
I mean, they really don't. If Bayonetta and Breath of the Wild 2 come out this year, they might as well not announce any new. They don't need any more new games for 2022.
It's so stacked.
They might as well not even have another direct other than a game specific.
Already.
They could just do release date trailer or release reveals.
You said about E3?
There's no E3. There's no digital E3 or anything this year.
There's no digital E3? I thought there was a digital E3 though. No?
I thought it said there's no E3.
No, I thought they were just doing digital again.
I just saw a post saying there was no more E3. Maybe they're doing a digital one. Maybe they'll do a digital one.
The main thing right now is that
I thought that's what it meant.
Nintendo's already kind of stacked their fucking year off insanely well.
And that's just Nintendo. I mean, shit, fucking. You didn't like talk about games
Microsoft,
in March.
What y'all doing, bro?
You got fucking Elden Ring coming out in March. Horizon comes out next on Friday.
There he is.
Yeah, Horizon. Now
you got God of War slated this year.
I think that's going.
Gran Turismo doesn't mean anything, but that's another March game.
Yeah,
and it's like the first new entry in a long time for people that like that.
I think
series.
it just shows how much if I'm being honest, it
do,
shows
but,
what Nintendo has to offer exclusive wise. Like
I migrated over to Forza. Sorry.
Yeah,
GT.
I have no interest in GT.
Am I back?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're about to get off, but
I kind of figured that. I can't even believe you guys were still on. It's good though that I still catch you guys at the end because I still had an announcement I wanted to make.
Uh-oh.
So
coming to Smash?
I told Clocked It already. I was gonna tell you guys this, so he's aware. I'm gonna give everybody next week if Robert is gonna be available next week for the podcast or not. Will you be available?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So next week I'm gonna give all of the Nintendo frauds a chance to redeem themselves, and I'm making a new game. It's not going to be exactly what he did, but it's going to be a lot of fun. So next week, well, I won't get the chance, but all the frauds are going to get a chance to redeem themselves so that you're not going to done frauds.
Nice.
Please tell us the scoring system.
It's going to be way, he did some weird shit. It's going to be very easy for me and stuff, you know. Like, I have this little thing here that I made, like a score system.
Where
you can see where everybody is at.
Okay. It's not going to be like if you were 5th on my list and if you guessed this game, but then this person guessed this game, then, Bo won.
In the end, you know, the people who end with the highest score will climb a rank back up. If there's a tie, two people will climb back up and that kind of stuff. And Clocked can put his fucking ass on the line this time.
Yeah.
So
you gotta get some really obscure shit.
I have a really fun thing in mind. It's gonna be pure fun and stuff. So it's gonna be.
I'm looking forward to it.
So Matthew, yeah, we weren't talking about announcing anything. They could still announce stuff this year, but for releasing this year is what I was talking about. They don't need to announce games and release them this year still, but they could definitely announce games for next year at E3 or whatever.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Because I mean, they always do
Well,
that.
no, it could be Odyssey 3. Or Odyssey 2. You never know.
I like how they jumped
right to 3.
That'd been so good. It jumped part 2.
Well, they counted the Luigi's balloon battle as 2.
You had to wait.
They count Luigi's balloon.
Galaxy 3.
Did anybody try the Captain Toad free trial? To try the Odyssey levels? Anybody try that?
That was a great idea.
I wanted to, but I was a day too late with that.
Oh man, a day.
So yeah, Mario plus Rabbids supposed to be this year, even though that's not Nintendo making it. It's still a game slated for 2022. So
madness.
I don't see why it wouldn't come out. I don't know why would it get delayed.
And I'm like,
Nintendo's not making it, and it's been in development for 4 years, 5 years. Who knows?
I heard rumors that game kind of went through some.
What about the Metroid Prime trilogy? People were gonna have a seat. The Batman Arkham trilogy, people were gonna have a seat after this direct.
Yeah. I knew you were gonna.
They didn't though.
I knew you were gonna.
I mean, motherfuckers grasping at straws still. How many years later, just grasping at straws, trying to?
I think John and the Good Vibes guys exposed this Nintendo Insider stuff already, didn't they?
Did they?
Oh yeah. You
we'll have to send me the video.
Send me the video.
Yeah.
I guess you guys finished talking about all the rest of the direct stuff and everything.
If you want to give your grade.
No, I just wanted to say, like, it's just crazy how in 2017 we got like Mario Kart 8, Splatoon 2, Breath of the Wild, Odyssey, Fire Emblem Warriors, Xenoblade Chronicles 2, and literally every fucking game
except Mario
is gonna be re-released. But instead of Odyssey, you're gonna get Kirby, and then on top of that, you got like I wrote it down so I don't forget. I'm not like you guys. You got like Bayo, you got like Pokemon Legends, Advance Wars, Switch Sports. Like this year, it's fucking ridiculous.
You already forgot.
Just from Nintendo.
Yeah, you forgot
Strikers even too.
You were so quick.
Plus, yeah.
What happened to writing it down?
Did you say Mario plus Rabbids?
And Chocobo GP.
Did you say Mario plus Rabbids?
Mario plus Rabbids.
No, you see, I'm forgetting like all that shit. Like this year is if people wanted like a crazy year from Nintendo, like this year, like.
So
it's like the greatest year they ever had.
Is this the longest gap between Xenoblade games sequels?
Well, no.
5 years, man.
No, one and two.
No, but one.
Oh yeah, that
was
2011,
years, right?
Yep, that was 16 years or 6 years. Sorry.
Wait, no,
16 years.
Wait, no, hold on. When wasn't Xenoblade 2000?
Oh no, X.
In the US.
X was 2015.
Yeah, X. It's a sequel. X and 1 were.
X and 1 was like 5 years.
Oh, okay, no, it's the same
well, if you
thing,
count
like
Japan,
5 years.
I think it was 5 for both the Japanese.
Oh, but in the US it was 2012, man. And that's what we're really gonna count. So there's 3 years, and then from X to
No, it
was
wasn't
2 years.
2012.
So this is the biggest gap.
It released in Japan in 2010, didn't it?
Exactly.
But
yeah,
2011.
2011
I'm not counting when they put the game out, when they brought the game over. That shit don't count. When was the game finished?
Yeah, we're talking about how long it took them in between.
Bro, that shit was 2 years later.
But X came out in 2014 in Japan,
when a publisher puts it out, that's what you count from that day. No, man.
Exactly.
Well, let's look at
the gap between 1 and X is the longest gap. Whereas X and 2 was like 2 years or some shit.
No. Even Xenoblade Chronicles X-Wise, that would still be shorter than what we're doing right now.
No, because 2 to 3...
Chronicles didn't come out in 2016.
2015.
No,
how
the original came out...
How much space was there between 2 and Torna?
The reason I say
was
it is because...
a year? It was 1 year?
I'll tell you why. Because, let's see.
If you count Torna, then it's been 4 years.
Hold on.
Where the hell's the release date?
Robert, he counts Bowser's Fury, so I'm counting fucking Torna.
True.
So Xenoblade Chronicles 2010, X was 2015.
Torna's like 30 hours, bro. I count that shit.
2017, so...
And you could buy it standalone, literally. You could literally buy it by itself.
Dude, it was like how many hours was that game? Like 8 hours, 10 hours or something?
No, hey, yo, whoa.
Which one? Wait, you talking about Torna? Dude, it's legit like 30 hours. I'm not shitting.
Is it? Okay.
If it's 30 hours for Robert, it's 50 hours for me easy.
Bro.
Even though he hasn't played it yet.
I don't know, man.
No.
I doubt that was the full team, but either way, between Xenoblade Chronicles 2 and Xenoblade Chronicles 3 will be just under 5 years. So yeah, it would be longer between X and the original. Slightly by a few months.
Not if you're in the US.
Man, let it go and walk away.
It doesn't matter because you can go from the Japanese release of Chronicles to the Japanese release of X, and it's still the same time basically as the
US.
You
can't count one release and then don't count the Japanese. That's not even fair.
So send me that video, but we should probably get out of here.
The Japanese, the American release of the sequel. No, you can't do that shit.
How long we've been waiting? Earthbound and Mother 3, man. It still hasn't released. The gap.
They're not gonna do
the gap. You can go to eBay right now and get that fucking game. You want translated and everything for $25. Just do that. Just let it go. Stop fighting. Go do that.
I actually did do that. I have the physical.
Oh, you got it? Okay.
Yeah, I have the physical Mother 3.
So Retro, you're not here. You weren't here when we talked about Xenoblade Chronicles 3. What if you have to use the D-pad to select arts during the combat?
Here's the thing. I'm super excited for that game no matter what. I like the fact that you get, from what we know, you kind of get the worlds from X with like characters from 2. I like that there's characters who are people, the characters you play with have like the stories and stuff. I'm still worried about the combat and waiting for it. My guess is they're going to do something in between, something either new, but I don't see them going back to the thing X had, considering how 2 went. I feel they want to try and keep it friendly for that audience. That's my guess. Either way, I want to be in that world, and I'm excited for that story.
I just hope because you don't have blades, you don't have as many characters, you don't hear as much jibber jabber going on during the battles.
That might be true, but it seems like you have at least like 4 main characters playable and that kind of stuff.
Because watching your gameplay clip of Tails, I was like, Jesus Christ!
I thought that
like fucking just 5 people shouting at the same time.
That's what Tails is, though. That's what it's always been. Like everybody's yelling their attacks and that kind of shit. That's just kind of the chaos.
You're done. You're done. What did they cut?
You can take me. Don't forget me.
Don't forget me.
What did they switch it? Didn't they switch? They cut it. Remember?
You can take me.
Remember they shortened it and it made
it. It's just like you're done. You're done.
And then it's like
you're done. You're done.
Think you can take
You're
me?
done.
And that's all it says.
Think you can take me?
Take me? That is the funniest fucking line, dog.
Don't forget me.
That's how you know if you're
forget me.
And then you got fucking Pyra and fucking Rex shouting fucking
Pyra!
Good I am. Good I am.
It's been so long since I played. I don't even remember what the commands were.
I'm gonna tell you.
Flaming sword.
I'm gonna tell you my favorite low-key hilarious scene in Xenoblade 2 is very early on. They just get a Torgoth. I think they fight Morag for the first time, and Rex and Nia are having a conversation, but you can see Tor bouncing in the background, And at one point, Tora jumps in front of Rex, and Rex just goes. And his model just goes.
Man, Ayers reminds me of somebody who used to be in Gamers at Large. He seems to know a lot about the development. I'm curious how you know so much. He says only 40 people. He said it was the B team made Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Hey, if you know that, props to you, but I don't know how you know that stuff. You say it like you know it.
Also, because you guys said the stuff about like the voices in Xenoblade 2. I have the game in Japanese, so it probably bothers me less because the voice acting and the cutscenes in the English one, I just couldn't deal with that. So I put it in Japanese. So obviously, like the battle cries, like I don't get annoyed with it as much because it's not that in my face.
All you hear is all you hear is because that's all you're hearing. You're not even hearing words.
They basically just do the names of their attacks and stuff.
So you can.
At that point, you're literally just hearing noise because you don't know the words. You're just like,
I didn't like that this person spoke with a Scottish accent and this person spoke with a Wales accent. You know, it just didn't make any sense. This guy had an Australian accent. How's that possible?
It just bothers me. I just didn't like it.
Motherfuckers are in cloud, riding on giant beast lands, and that's what you complaining about? That's a step too far for you.
Yeah, but that's why it's good that I had the choice to change that. It depends on the game. Tales of Arise, I can change it too, but that one I'm playing it in English because I like it better in English.
Hey, all right, we're gonna get out of here. It's been
you like the people that get upset about King Kong and shit. How did they get fucking King Kong on that boat? That is, bitch. You're talking about a movie with a giant ape, and your problem is how you got on the boat.
That is dumb. That's the dumbest movie I've seen in probably 10 years.
How'd they get him on that boat, bitch? That's the problem you got.
How'd they make that net to have the 20 helicopters? Like, where the fuck did they get the net from? You know, it's like that's the kind of shit that's just. That's
you gotta
when you
suspend your disbelief for some of this shit.
I don't know. I love going down that rabbit hole, nitpicking that shit. But anyway,
you make a great Star Wars fan.
Like me and my buddy were just talking about, like, you have somebody with a revolver. If you're gonna have a person in a movie have a revolver, don't have them shoot 10 times because revolvers are max like 6-shot. Just give them a fucking semi-automatic, like regular gun. If you're gonna have,
but it looks good, Juice. It looks like Wild West.
That shit immediately takes me out of the moment. If you're not paying attention to the details. But anyway, we're gonna get out of here. Fun podcast. I'm sure there'll be some people in the chat. You know, like the comment section. I know there's some couple pretty big Nintendo fans that'll probably. Absolutely love the direct, which I have this isn't one of those directs where like, how could somebody think that was great?
Did we all give grades?
I said above average, so I don't know what that is. B minus.
Mine was a B. A for the amount of games they showed, but overall it was a B.
Yeah, there's just so many, like, to me.
If it was all new shit, it'd be
there's just so many like
here's the
old
thing,
games.
Though, but now people can say that, but I mean, there were 4 new games unannounced with release date for this year.
New shit too.
Yeah, I mean, insane. Like, that's why it's a B.
I feel like it's hard.
What do you give it then?
That's why it's a B. That's why you can hardly do better, I feel. I mean,
well, if the games are like,
what was your grade? What would be your grade?
There's not that one game that like absolutely blows me away. This is like A+. You can't get less than this. You have 4 new unannounced. New Xenoblade this year, Switch Sports this year, Fire Emblem Warriors this year, Marriage Strikers this year. Shit, people wanted new stuff like it's and then on top of that, you had all the other stuff, you know, like DLC over, like nah, man. Like yeah, you didn't have like a fucking like Geno for Smash reveal, but come on, it's hard to do better.
It's also a size thing
disappointment, too. And even that's not really disappointing. Was the Mario Kart 8 stuff, and even that's fucking incredible.
Well, Xenoblade sells like 2 million copies on a 100 million install base. It's not a big.
Yeah, watch the reactions. Almost nobody.
We all love it.
Yeah,
but it's not that big. Oh, this was an A direct type of thing. They needed one more.
But Switch Sports sold like I don't know 100,000 fucking million, like Wii Sports, you know. So there you go. There you have one that's gonna sell great.
We're talking about Wii Sports.
You said sales. Xenoblade Chronicles is not going to sell much. Like, well,
most people I watch the reactions too.
You take pieces of stuff people say and try to make some shit. Get that shit out of here.
The general reaction channels I watch, none of them got excited for Xenoblade. Like they didn't even know what it was till the title.
Even I'm excited for that.
You know, so
we all got excited, but
yeah, that was the most exciting. You know, Fire Emblem Warriors was a non-needle mover. It just that's coming out, cool. You know.
Yeah.
I've never played the first one or Three Houses, so it's like that's a cool. It's a new game, but I'm not gonna play it. You know, like so I can't be excited for it. But I mean, like I said, they had this was one of the better directs for me. Like I was
stacked this year to it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
It was a great direct.
For me, I'm so over we just got to bring every fucking old game to this system. I've been over that. I know there's a huge amount of Switch owners that you see on Twitter. Somebody will like it or retweet, and it's like, oh, I wish this game's coming to Switch. This would be so good if this game come to Switch. You know, I see that so much where I'm just like, it's one of my things I'm most annoyed about is just all these Switch owners saying every game needs to come to Switch. Why can't they just live on the system they came out? Why do they have to be on the Switch? You know, and it feels like I didn't count the totals, but I feel like it was 40% old games. If maybe it was more, I don't know, but that's just me. Like that doesn't move me in any way, shape or Portal 2 doesn't on the Switch doesn't move me at all. I already have the game. You know,
I think it's cool, but I don't. Doesn't. It's
at
like,
some point,
it's a hype announcement.
Like at some point, I expected, with the sales, you expect them, to bring games but at year 5, I expected less of the old and more like, hey, now I'm not expecting Portal 3 exclusive to the Switch, but you know what I'm saying? Instead of the Ezio collection coming 5 years later, like, hey, Ubisoft, here's an exclusive Assassin's Creed game for the Switch or something.
For example, like just quickly, one we haven't talked about, because we want to leave and stuff. I don't know if you guys talked about it when I was there, but the Front Mission full-on remake, that's a massive deal to me. That's a massive thing from my childhood that I'm fucking so excited for. Like, I can't wait. Because I played that, the Japanese version, like from beginning to end. I finished the whole game. I had no idea what the fuck the story was about, I couldn't translate that shit when I was a kid. So I'm excited to go through that again.
You know what's funny about that is he literally just said that he's like tired of strategy games.
I know.
And that announcement, and then he's like, "Oh my god, this is so awesome!" Like you just said, literally just said.
Because I can't play that stuff anymore these days, and that's true. But this is like this nostalgic thing from my past, that I'm like, give me that shit, like.
Yeah, you got the member. What is it? The member berries. The member this. Member berries, man. They get you the member berries.
But anyway, we're gonna get out of here. Thanks everybody for tuning in. It was a fun one, so we'll see you next week.